Welcome to the Pipe and Tobacco Talk podcast. It's episode 37. Tim, you know what time it is. It's time to read the MBSDpipes.com Prop 69 warning.
Well, look, here's a warning for you. I can't find the warning on my desk, but I think I can do it from memory. I can do it from rote. I've only read it. What? How many episodes have we done? I've only read it how many times?
This is episode 37, Tim. I was kind of hoping you'd pick it up.
Well,
do you want me to do it this time?
I was hoping that by 48 I'd have it down. Why don't you go ahead?
All right.
Oh, shit.
Warning. This podcast will expose the listener to offensive, insensitive, off-putting, and otherwise socially unacceptable content known to the state of California to cause cancer. To avoid injury, the sponsor of this podcast suggests you grow a pair.
Attaboy, Jim.
Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
So that everyone knows, we have a fantastic show tonight. We have Austin from Pathfinder Pipes. We're doing the Serviceman giveaway. We're going to talk to Austin a little bit about his pipe making journey. We'll get into the contest. As Tim and I kind of are going to fly blind at this point, we have no idea who's going to be on next week, but we'll have somebody on. And yeah, we're going to Helen Keller it up.
Right. Hey, what did Helen Keller fell off of a cliff? She fell down a well. You know what she said?
Tim. Oh,
that's bad.
Yeah, that's bad. Yeah.
All right, I've earned my ticket to hell. All right.
Yeah. Helen Keller walked into a bar, and then a table, and then a chair. I can't let her go.
They rearranged the furniture in her house.
Yeah. Tonight's episode brought to you by Redbreast Irish Whiskey, Heaven Hill that Austin is drinking, and Tim is drinking a pumpkin spice IPA.
I found it in the refrigerator. But I'm going to drink it because you don't throw good beer away.
Yeah, well, that's not good beer, so you're good with throwing it away. You'd be better off drinking like ranch dressing.
Let's pay attention to definitions here. Ranch dressing. Oh God. I think you're right though.
Yep. So we have Austin on tonight, and Austin came to Tim at the Muletown show and said, I want to do a giveaway. I want to do something that honors servicemen that are in the pipe community, and there are a ton of them. We got 12 great nominations from folks, and we're very excited to do this. But let's talk to Austin about how he got into pipes. When did he start making pipes? Oh, look at that. Tim, for those of you watching on YouTube, Tim is showing the beautiful Pathfinder pipes, which I absolutely love the stem material. The white is just killer. I just think that makes that pipe pop. Fantastic pot pipe.
Beautiful. And.
Oh, look at that.
Lighter.
Yeah.
Oh, lighter.
And he sent a lighter too? Man.
A lighter, yeah. As part of the. So on the. There was an Instagram post that went out yesterday on my Instagram account, and Jim, you did it too.
Yep.
Showing the two packages, prize packages, and this is the
upside down logo of Pathfinder pipes. Flip that over, Tim.
That's right. Inside down. Oh shit! All right.
For those of you listening on the podcast, Tim is holding it upside down, and now we're going to do flip the screen, and there we go.
So those double as a sticker and a patch. So if you have a piece of soft Velcro, you can put it on, or whatever's soft piece of Velcro.
That's really cool. It's like a shoulder patch.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Now, were you
And it looks much better when it's upside right. You know.
Now, were you
And it looks much better when it's upside right. You know.
Yeah, it does look cooler.
Yeah.
And Austin, you were military, I believe.
Yeah, I was in the army, and that's actually kind of how that I procured. What's the legal term for that? I procured that design from the unit that I was in, the Pathfinder unit. So I kind of named the pipe business kind of in honor of the unit that I was in.
Okay.
So
And how long were you in for?
I was in for just under 5 years.
Okay.
I was
right.
airborne infantry.
Airborne. Wow, that's tough.
Yes, yeah, it's fun. The
Nah,
first
not for you.
it's
Not for you.
No, yeah, it's
Piece of cake.
Yeah. Huh. Jim, what are some of your greatest fears? Jumping out of a plane. Oh, good. You should be an airborne. No.
Right. Right. I bend over and tie my shoes, and I'm injured for a week. So
I
No,
slept
that's
for
the thing. I tell people I used to jump out of airplanes and lift tons of weight and walk 12 miles, whatever. And now when I sleep on my pillow the wrong way, I get like a headache, you
isn't that
know?
nice? Isn't that nice? Yeah. Wait till you wake up injured, like mortally wounded in the morning after you've had a nice night's sleep.
I don't think there's anything better. I woke up this morning, my back was hurting a little bit. And you ask why? Oh, because I slept a little funny, spent the day on the heating pad. So that was awesome.
Yeah.
I had to run a couple errands and back to the heating pad. Just like awful. When your beard gets gray, Austin.
Shit starts falling off in chunks. Yeah.
Mostly red right now, but
Nah, well, you know what? I'd never met Austin before, and we were side by side at the Muletown show. And hey, how about that thing, huh? Man, we were busy hopping continually there.
that
And there
was
really wasn't a lot of time for chit chat. And during the show, Austin came over, and let me grab that pipe again. Pardon the drunk guy.
That's okay.
Here it is. Here it is.
You just had it in your hand. How far could it have gotten?
Anyway, I put it in the down by the magic pipe closet. But Austin came over and he said, "Hey, look, next time you do a podcast giveaway, would you?" And he gave me this pipe, and he said, "Could you do a giveaway for veterans, benefit veterans?" And I thought, you know what? Absolutely. I'd love to do that. And so he gave me this beautiful pipe, this little pot. This thing is it's a great little pipe. I'm going to weigh it right now. Everybody's in Tim's world right now.
We're just along for the ride, kids.
1.1 ounces. So a nice little clencher. I'm guessing about 5 inches in length. And about 1.25 inches depth on the chamber bore, and he's got a. Did you sandblasted this? You suppose?
it's a light little sandblast, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And he put a nice bead around the mortise, and he's got a white acrylic stem. Beautiful pipe, beautiful. Anyway. He said to me, would you do a giveaway for veterans? And we thought, well, you know what? Why the hell not? We love these guys.
Yes, we do.
And so we do. And so what we did was we went out to all of our fives of listeners and said, look, please send us bios on a person you would like to nominate to receive a gift package. And if you look on my Instagram and Jim's Instagram over the last 24 hours, there are 2 prize packages. The first prize package is this pipe. This All-American here, blue with a red, white, and blue stem. The lighter that I picked up and showed a bit ago. Oh gosh. People just came out of the woodwork to donate surprises. This is a drying tray, tobacco drying tray from Mahirin, Stacy Mahirin Bespoke Works. Beautiful. We've got a Craig Herzog. Look at this tray. Nice. It's got a little
that's awesome.
pipe stand on it. And then he's got his logo on here, Conwego. You can see that. This is all live edge. Beautiful work that he's done. A pen that he made. He turned the pen. We've got 4 blends of tobacco that Jim put in.
Well, actually, that was Adam from.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Piper
yes.
Down.
Right.
Actually won one of our previous contests and says, please give that to the servicemen. So I made 8 ounces. Or I made 16 ounces, 8 ounces of 4 blends, and everybody gets 1 of each. So you'll each get 4 blends.
Right.
So
right. So there's going to be 2. We're gonna draw for 2. But what we're going to do is we're going to read off the bios that everyone sent in, and some of these, if you're listening, when you listen to this, whether you're looking at it on YouTube or you're listening to it on Spotify or Apple, you'll have to excuse us if there's a gap in the flow of this, because if there's a gap, it's because we're getting a little choked up, because some of these people are just phenomenal to me. I was 18 in 1976, and they did away with the selective service. So I didn't do it. I just went to school. But a lot of people didn't. And there were a lot of people for us and people after us who selflessly committed themselves to service to our country, and they gave up a lot. And, for a slacker like me, is the least I can do is try to do something to show my appreciation. And, Austin giving us this pipe, it created a opportunity to do something special, and that's what I hope this turns out to be. So, there you have it.
there you go. All right. So, Austin, I saw you fired up a pipe. What are you smoking, and what are you smoking it out of?
Well, I loaded up, I think, a blend of yours that Tim actually sent me out of a pipe I picked up from Muletown, if that looks familiar, Tim.
Oh, look at
yeah.
that. Wow. We
Yeah.
Austin has got the sombrero of love on and is wearing it proudly. So
Well, I figure you got to smoke it with the guys that created it, right? It's,
Right. And I appreciate you holding it back from the camera so you can't see the hatchet marks in it. Nice.
Tim has been doing really some fantastic work, for someone with his ability. So
No, and like I've never seen the stem. I was afraid to clench it, but it's such like a petite stem. I've never seen something like that. It's very cool. It smokes
thank
great.
you.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. That's a and right or wrong, I test pipes based upon how they feel to me, and the strain on my jaw, thickness is a strain on my jaw. So my thought is how much can I take this down, the thickness down to where it'll hold up, and put the least amount of strain on my jaw. And that's how that kind of gets to be the thickness that it is.
all right. Excellent.
I think it's great. It's a great little sipper for sure.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
All right. So, Austin, I see established in 2022. How did you get into pipe making? You go from airborne to pipe making. Tell us about that journey.
Well, there's a couple steps in between, but I don't know. So I started smoking a pipe a few years ago, um, and I do like home renovation. Everything I try to do on my own. I change my own oil. If something's wrong with the car, I fix that. I redo, our bathroom. And I had a little mini lathe, and I did a little wood turning. So after smoking a pipe for a little while, I was like, you know what? I think I might just try making one, see what happens with that. Um, and then I just jumped down the rabbit hole, and I mean, uh, I just love making pipes. I just think it's so much fun. There's so much problem solving that comes into it. You really have to kind of think about it and what you're going to do and how to fix something if something comes up. And it, it just, it just is, I take it, it's so much fun. I don't know. It's a great little hobby to have. And, if I'm able to sell a couple of pipes to keep making pipes, that's all I could ask for. It's definitely very, very cool, hobby to have.
All right. Now, are
I
you
got to
numbering your?
imagine that a lot of us, I got to imagine a lot of us in the, pipe makers, we make pipes and sell pipes so that we can make more pipes. Buy materials, replace your tools, buy new tools, that kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Now, are
Yeah,
you
and
numbering your pipes? Do you know how many you've
that's kind of
made
where
and sold so far?
I've probably screwed up way more pipes than I've actually have made. But I'd probably say I'm
you're in the
around,
you're
You're
in
in
the
the
kindling
majority.
phase.
yeah.
Right.
But I would say probably around, I don't know, 30 pipes maybe that are smokable.
You've made 30 pipes and you're making pipes like this? No kidding.
Well, I guess I would count only the ones that smoke. There's plenty of ones that I've hucked across the basement floor, and just broken briar. But yeah, probably 30 smokable pipes I've made.
All right. But so let's say that is double. That you've made 60 pipes. But if you've made that number of pipes, even 60 pipes, and you're making pipes that look like this,
Oh, you're killing it, Austin.
you're killing it. You're killing it, dude.
Thank you.
Keep after it. That'd be my, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
you got a gift.
We're giving that pipe away. Oh, I think it should be a drawing between Tim and I on who gets that pipe. But here we are.
I know.
We're not going to do that.
Because I'm looking at this and in the proportions, the stummel, the stem, and then the finish on it. Man, I can't find anything that I would criticize about this. Honestly, not that I would criticize anybody's pipes, but
No, I appreciate that. Thank you.
it's to hear you say that it's only been 30 saleable pipes, but let's say that you've made 60 or 50, whatever. To hear you say that and you're turning out a pipe like this, that's like I'm shocked. I would think that you'd be a couple hundred pipes and you're making a pipe like this.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous work, Austin. I mean, I've seen this pipe since the Muletown show, and it's just like, wow. There isn't anything that I don't like about it. It's just fantastic work. So, well done.
I appreciate that. That means a lot. Yeah.
Now, do you have a
So you went to
favorite
Chicago? You went to Chicago,
I
Austin?
did go to Chicago. Yes.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It was so I live about an hour away from Chicago, so I didn't get like the full Chicago experience. I just commuted every day. But it was pretty cool. I actually
You didn't get shot in the back?
no.
Okay, sorry. Oh, he's having fun by
He did.
himself.
He didn't get the full Chicago experience. What, you didn't get to go loot a store on Miracle Mile? What do you?
Did you get to go to a CVS and take all the antihistamines? I'm sorry.
No.
Now, where do you live? Because I grew up just across the border in Indiana. So where you're an hour away. What's an hour away? Are you in Indiana? Or are you in?
I'm in Janesville, Wisconsin. That's where I'm living currently.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Just right across the border.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
when I say Phipps, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
I know exactly what you mean. Mm-hmm.
They come.
So did you make some new customers in Chicago?
Yeah, I sold a couple pipes. It's hard because that room is so big. There's so many different vendors. I can't remember how many off the top of my head, but there's so many people, and there's some really great pipe makers there. I got to meet Jared Coles, David Huber, Alex Florov, all these great pipe makers, and I think people are kind of going to Chicago for certain pipes and things, and it's really spread out. So it's definitely a different feel from Muletown. Muletown, it was so small and intimate. And it just seemed like a ton of people in there, but I'm sure there was at least the same amount of people at Chicago, but it felt more spread out, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. But you know what? I got to think, though, that, and this is just my 2 cents, if you went to Chicago and you sold some pipes, you should feel good about that, because, you take the big international pipe shows like Vegas and Chicago, for example. You've got the top pipe makers in the country, or in the world rather, show up at those shows. And if you've got, and there are collectors that go to those shows. So if you've sold pipes at the Chicago show, you ought to feel really good about that. I don't care what it was, how many. And because there are people that will go to Chicago, pipe makers that will go to Chicago or go to Vegas, and they won't sell any pipes. Mm-hmm. So if you did that, you've done very well. And I'd encourage you to keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah. I plan on it for at least quite a while.
All right. Now, do you have small children at this point in your life?
I do. We have a 3-year-old. She just turned 3 2 months ago. And then a boy who is going to be 7 months tomorrow.
Okay, so you have a girl that's 3, so that means you have about 10 more years of peace. And then when she turns 13, your life's going to go to shit. And it'll be that way for about 5 years. She'll come out of her bedroom and she'll be a princess. But for that 5-year period of time, you'll be talking to yourself continually going, what did I do wrong? Why does this kid hate me?
See, and I thought I was in the trenches now. We're doing some potty training, and it is awful.
Oh, yeah. It gets way better. Way better.
Yeah. The withering glare of annoyance by a teenager is something to experience. God. And I highly recommend it for all of you out there.
They'll make you psychotic. I can't tell you the number of conversations that I had inside of my head driving my daughter home from gymnastics when she was 13 or 14 years old, thinking, what the hell? Why does she hate me? She just looked at me with like this look of disgust, and I know I'm a homunculus. You don't have to tell me, but
and then she's going to start dating and bring home loser of the month club. It's going to be magical, Austin. You're going to hate all of them. And
I'm almost looking forward to that part. Looking forward to that part.
Oh,
yeah. And the cool thing about it is you can tell. Yeah, you can tell that the douchebag she's bringing him home just so that she can get you lathered up. It shouldn't care about them, no nothing. It's just let's see what Dad does. Beautiful, great stuff.
Oh yeah, exactly. You know, you're in for some magical times, and really, if you don't have a third bathroom in the house,
Magical.
just go ahead and start plumbing it out now, because your wife will be in one, she'll be in the other, and if you actually need to use the restroom, you know, you need that third one, you know, and then
Right.
you know, your son is going to, you know, about the time he turns into a teenager, you know, he gets up in the morning, I got to take a shower. He cuts the grass and then he takes a shower. And then, oh, I'm going out tonight, Dad, so I'm going to take a shower before I go. You just really go ahead and put the third bathroom in and call it good. And just trust us. Trust us when we tell you these things, you know.
I feel like I need to start taking notes here or something.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that works really well is like things like burning bushes. Because if you put 3 of them and put a gap in the center, you can stand in there, you can take a piss, nobody's going to see you.
Yeah.
And that's where you go. That's your accommodation is in the yard.
I'm a little different from Tim. I think lilacs provide better cover. The little
they're
thicker
good.
foliage.
Yeah.
You put a couple of those up. You just wander in. You know, you do that Homer Simpson where you just kind of back into the shrub. Call it good.
Yeah. I have allergies though, so I go with the burning bush.
All right. Fair enough.
But I got to tell you, the lilac though. Hey, okay, it's not a family show, but you can take a dump in there. When you got lilacs, you're good to go.
Yeah. No, you've got your own deodorant there, right there. It just covers it up. It's like,
it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. There you go. Excellent. So, do you have a favorite pipe style that you like to make? Is there one style that you like to make more than others, or do you just whatever happens to pop into your head and let the wood talk to you?
That's what I like to say. I like to let the wood talk to me, but I have a plan most of the time, but most of the time comes out a little bit different. Stray a little bit from the.
I was just going to say there's a joke in there. Let the wood talk to you.
Yeah, no, Tim. I mean, yes, we are drinking tonight, but let's not let the little head think for the big one, shall we?
No, I do like this was like I started by making a what is it, a lumberman with like the oval shank, like the longer
Right.
oval shank.
Right.
I started making some of those, and I really like just kind of like the longer shank, and I made this little guy, and I was gonna sell him at Chicago. I was trying to sell him at Chicago, but then I
Hold that up some more, please.
Yeah, look at that.
Can you get it a little closer to the camera? Yeah, there
look
you
at
go.
that.
So what is that stem? That stem is nice.
That is ebonite. So I just started cutting my own mouthpieces, probably like 4 or 5 months ago.
Yeah.
And I think this limited SEM.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's
And
gorgeous.
Well, that's beautiful. That's nice.
Yeah,
Pull
and
that
I
up. The
love.
whole pipe. I'm sorry. So it's a lumberman, and it's probably about.
It's actually a love it or
Okay.
Love
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
I
And
love the
like
color of it.
wider, or the longer shanked pipes. They're a little bit more
Yeah.
challenging to make, but I definitely like the look of them a little bit better.
And so, what you have just a wood lathe?
Yeah, just a little mini wood lathe.
Yeah. That's really nice. I like that pipe. That's is that a smooth all round? Smooth?
Yeah, it's smooth all around. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
and what's the price point for that particular pipe?
So I like Muletown was my first show. I went last year. And I went there with like an idea in my head of, well, this is the shape of pipe I want. This is how much I want to spend. And I was seeing pipes for like $400, $500, $600 all the way up to $1,000. And I was just like, holy shit, I can't afford to pay that much for a pipe. So I like to tell myself I like to keep my prices no matter where I get in pipe making. I'd like to keep my prices pretty reasonable. So this one I think I had for 150 or 180. And I like to keep my prices under 200 for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Well, if that pipe does not have a home, sign me up. I'm serious. Sign me up. Yeah, I like that. That because that's what is that? About 5.5 inches, maybe 5 3/4, something.
Whoa. I would have to
I don't know. You don't have to get a tape measure. That's okay. But
no, get the tape measure. Just
go through the house and find
because you know good and well Tim is going to get up and wander off here at some point. Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna have to pee pretty soon. So
See, there we go.
there he goes. Nicely done.
Yeah. Yeah, we're both drinking. It's good. Just wander off. We're fine. We'll just carry on as normal. I left Tim alone for a minute. He said, God, it felt like 2 hours.
He's not fucking around either. He left. He's
just like,
he's at the garage looking for a tape measure. Gets in the car, goes to Home Depot. I swear to God, I had one here. You know how that is with tape measures. It's like,
oh, yeah.
I know I had one.
Oh, yeah. I was actually working in the garage yesterday. I put the tape measure on my belt so I wouldn't forget it and wandered around for 15 minutes going, where the hell's my tape measure at? And my wife goes, Is it a big yellow one? And I go, yeah. She goes, check your belt.
And there it was. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. Phillips had screwdriver in my back pocket. I lost that a year ago.
Exactly.
So it's almost exactly 5 inches.
Okay, well, that's, you know what? That one's mine. Don't, unless you have another home for it.
Okay. Yeah. We'll talk. We'll be in touch.
If you don't mind. Okay. All right.
Look at that. Tim, and
I like that.
By the way, I love the color combination on that. I love that deep, it's burgundy. The dark red.
Black
It
contrast.
looks stunning.
The pro tip or what I've learned so far is I ask my wife about the color combinations. She seems to know what she's talking about when it comes to colors.
Oh, yeah, sure. She's the one that told you don't wear blue socks with the brown pants.
Yeah.
And you're like, I had no idea there was a difference. What,
Yeah.
you pay attention to the color of your socks? Who knew? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you held that up, you know when you see it. It doesn't take but a second, a flash, to know that, oh, yeah, that's right. The harmony's right. Everything's right on that. That's it. Yeah.
It's breathtaking.
Yeah, we'll catch up, and that one's mine. Don't do anything with that.
Thank you.
There you go. So excellent. All right. Gosh, we've covered a little bit about pipe making. We've had a wander off segment. We've talked about raising children. I think it's about time to make 2 grown men cry, possibly 3.
Oh yeah, sure.
So, shall we get it? So we do have 12 submissions. I have printed them all out. Tim, do you and I want to take turns reading them? And
well, I sent a couple to Austin too.
Yeah, I've got 3.
All right. Well, and also I have made a list of all of the submissions. So we have 12 submissions. So we get
to make sure we get them all. Yeah.
Yeah. So that when we do the random.org, we normally we do a contest. We kind of vote on it and say, yeah, this person is more. And we just thought for this because the stories were too. There's not really one that I'm going to say, yeah, this one sucks and I think something is better. I think they're all worthy, and Tim and I decided that the best way to do it is random number generator.
Yeah, you can't do it otherwise. Yeah.
All right.
The idea here is to none of these people, none of these bios that we're going to read here are delivered or submitted by the individuals. They're delivered to us by people who have noticed and appreciated the things that these people have done. And so there's no way that you can say, well, this is better. Is it, it's not a a quality kind of thing. It's we're going to read them all, and then all of them are equally deserving, and we're going to use the random Magic 8 Ball number generator to
To pick a pair
decide.
of winners. Yeah.
Yes, that's right. And so, to our producer, Mr. Ben, we're going to take a station break while Papa Bear Pipes visits the restroom, and then we'll be right back.
All right. Well,
Hold that
Austin,
thought.
yeah, Austin and
Hold
I
that
will
thought.
talk about, other stuff, and how long have you been married now?
Oh wow.
No, stop. We'll edit that out. Figure out the exact number. Look like a hero. Okay. Come on.
It's 6 years. 6 years.
All right. Excellent. See, there you go. There you go.
Yeah, thank God for that.
I know Tim and Anita have been, it's over 40, and Diane and I are coming up on 34. And
Wow.
then that's, you have to have those moments where your wife looks at you like she wants to pat you on the head, like, oh, look, here's my little retard. I love him so. He's down in the basement, my wife comes into the pipe and tobacco room and looks at me like, oh, look at my little retard. He's so cute. Pat you on the head and let you go. So and Tim is now returned. There we go. That was quick.
You know what? This is freaking horrid. Terrible.
Well, why
So
in the
anybody
no, stop right there. What the fuck went through your mind? Oh, I'm going to buy a pumpkin flavored beer.
I
Seriously?
didn't. It was in the refrigerator. I
No,
thought
no,
it
no.
was a.
Stop. Don't pawn this off on somebody else. You bought that on purpose. Why? What were you thinking?
I didn't buy it. Somebody bought it and put it in our refrigerator. I think I would have never bought this. I thought it was
God.
something else. And it wasn't until I popped the top and started sipping it that I was like, "Yeah, that's horrid." But you know what?
Yeah.
It's empty, so it's gone, and it won't bother anybody anymore. So
Always start off the episode, kids, with a fresh bottle because
you know,
you
it's got
know
the seal. It's got the seal of quality.
That's right. and just so nobody thinks that I am like a red breast snob, I'm not. I do like Green Spot, which was a recommendation from the San Diego Pipe Club guys, and it's fantastic. And Tullamore Dew from Get Piped really likes Tullamore Dew, and it's an excellent Irish whiskey. The only one that I can't stomach is Kirkland's version of, and it really should come labeled Brake Parts Cleaner, pretending to be Irish whiskey, because it is.
Wait, was that the ride that somebody sent you that was like
No,
100?
no. Yeah,
Okay.
no. That the one that's like 194 proof, and if you're wearing
Right,
corduroys
right.
while you're drinking it, you're going to burst into flames. Yeah, no,
Right.
no, not at all. All right, so as Austin is our guest tonight, and he's got a couple. Austin, read your first one, then we'll have Tim read one. I'll read one. We'll cry, and then we'll go on to the next one. So, pick one you
Okay,
want to
well-
read and read.
Hey
Okay.
Jim, hang on a second. Let's do this though, okay? Because as we read them, we'll number them.
I already did that, Tim.
So this is. Oh, you did it. Okay, got it. We're good.
So the
go.
one of the ones that you sent me though, Tim, it doesn't have any name who it's from.
Okay.
Unless you can.
I can tell you who it is. If you start reading it, I'll check it off on the list. So we're good.
All right. Well, here we go. I heard about your contest when my husband was listening to your podcast tonight, and I'd like to enter him in. His name is Tim Jones. He served in the Navy. I want to enter him and believe he should win because even though he is no longer in the military, he has maintained a selfless. He has maintained the selflessness in everything he has done. At work, he works as hard as he can and never says no. We have gone through a hard time and are living with one vehicle, and he has taken it upon himself to put his hobbies of pipe smoking and mead making aside to help me with my horses every morning and every evening.
Okay, Mrs. Jones, hang on to that man with both hands. This is a great man. This is a guy that puts you first. These are the kind of husbands you hang on to. You know, when people complain, where are the good men at? He's right there, Mrs. Jones. What a wonderful write-up on your husband. Thank you. I just...
And having a spouse who cherishes her horses, if he's willing to help you with the horses, it means that he puts you above everything else. He's got other options, but he chooses you above everything else. So he's a great man.
Just... see, already I'm getting misty already, and we're one deep. And we got 11 more to go. That's what a great guy. And thank you, Mrs. Jones. You didn't put your name on it, so I'm just going to call you Mrs. Jones. And what a great guy you're married to. So there you go. All right, Tim, your turn.
All right. There's not a lot of detail here, but Terry Brewster, our buddy Terry, he nominated a couple of people. He said Noah at Noah's House and WTA Pipes, both fine, upstanding Navy veterans who did their time proudly. Also, Mad Pipes, proud USMC veteran, and BG Woodworks, retired USAF. I didn't know Brandon was an airman.
Yeah, we talked about it when we had him on for an interview.
Well, I was drinking then, and I didn't remember. You know how that goes.
Carry on.
Sorry, Brandon. So anyway, by Terry, I salute you, my fellow veteran brothers. Very good, Terry. Thank you very much, brother.
Amen, Terry. And by the way, Terry is also a veteran as well.
He's a Navy man. Yeah.
Yep, he is. He's one of them there boat guys. All right.
Now here's a funny anecdote. Okay. Years ago, I don't do it anymore because I'm too old. But I used to play bagpipes in a band, and the band was run by a guy. He was Black Watch, and his name was Sandy Hain. He was about 80 at the time, and he told me, he says, "You know what?" He said, "I got a problem with you." He goes, "You march like a sailor." I said, "What does that mean?" He said, "Well, when we were in the Army, we used to have these competitions with the sailors." He said, "And we had a game, and I can't remember what they called it." He said, "But you had a chair at the far end of the bar, and you put a snooker ball on the chair." He said, "And the Navy man would have to run down there, sit on the chair, pick up the snooker ball with his ass, and run back." He goes, all the sailors could do it, but none of the Army men could do it." He said, "You march like a sailor, man." Oh, thank you very much.
Well, now some shots fired at the Navy guys.
Now that's from a guy he was in the Black Watch, so you can't.
Yeah, well, it's okay.
Take it from where it's coming from. That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so that you know, servicemen dog on the other branches of the service. A Marine
right.
will talk smack about the others. The Air Force guys will talk smack. The Army guys, the Navy guys will all talk smack. We're not allowed to talk smack about them at all because they did something we didn't do. So
I used to work at a nonprofit agency that worked with homeless veterans, and it was like a transitional living facility. And it was all branches of service in there. And you go down there during the lunch hour, they're all just dogging each other and just talking shit all day about different branches against different branches. That's just how it is, And, yeah.
Right. right,
it's
right,
all
right.
in good spirit for the most part, I would say.
That's right. That's
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah,
But
and this
uh,
old guy, he's like he had a like like a Scottish kind of brogue kind of thing, and the way he said it and everything, it was just it was a crack up, and I thought, all right, fine, well deserved. I don't have a problem with it. I know I can't pick up a snooker ball with my ass because I've tried it. Can't do it.
all right. Well, I will read one now, and this is from Kimber Tomeski. And if I pronounce your name wrong, I'm terribly sorry, Kimber. Hi, Jim and Tim. I heard you ask to have people send in something about their favorite person who served our nation. I would like to have my husband Tad considered. He served as a U.S. Marine for over 30 years as a reservist, both enlisted and an officer. He was activated twice during Iraq. His specialty was in the engineering field, and he served in many places around the world, including some places in the U.S., constructing roads, building, and bridges, as well as electrical and water supplies. In underdeveloped, in places that had natural disasters or simply were poor and underdeveloped. At home, Ted also served as a volunteer firefighter for a few years. He was also a Boy Scout leader. Thank you for what you're doing. I hope you receive a ton of nominations, and thanks for considering this one. Kimber,
Very nice. Yeah.
your husband Tad is a wonderful man, and thank you for all that Tad did in 30 years of service. That is absolutely magical. And again, one of the stories that I talk about is my grandfather and uncle were both in my great uncle Rayburn was a Marine, and he was in the Asian theater, and my grandfather was a tank commander in the Army in the Philippines. And you see him sitting in the chair, half asleep at Thanksgiving, and you start to realize these guys have seen things that you can't fathom. My uncle was on Tarawa and Saipan and Iwo Jima. The stuff that he saw. When you talk about badasses, oh look, there's Uncle Rayburn sleeping in a chair. Yeah, he's seen some stuff.
Yeah, those Vietnam guys were a different breed for sure. I mean, I've met a few Vietnam vets. Yeah.
My stepdad was a Marine in Vietnam and did 2 tours. And, you talk a quiet man that has seen some stuff, just badass. So thank you, Kimber, for your story.
And there were a number of guys in the pipe community who I know have military service. And this was coming up, and I just sent out a invitation asking, look, if you're interested, we're giving away a couple of nice prizes. Send me your bio, and we'll read it, and we'll enter you in the drawing. And there were a lot of them that said, look, you know what, I'm just going to keep that to myself. And, that says a lot about, quiet heroism as well, and we don't want to forget about those guys. This is great. We need to hear about these stories and the things that people went through. But there are also a number of other people who are sort of in the background that they don't want any recognition, and we value them the same.
Mm-hmm.
I've got one here that Sarah Bayer sent in. My husband, Edwin Joey Bayer, is about to retire from the Kentucky National Guard after serving 28 years. During that time, he made it to the rank of Sergeant Major, which is only 1% of enlisted soldiers. They're able to obtain that promotion. He deployed 3 times overseas, including two deployments to Iraq during his 28 years. He also served his state by supporting the fellow Kentuckians during the tornadoes, massive floods, ice storms, and other local disasters. He has had a positive influence on the many soldiers that have served, and many are some of the closest friends that we have. He is also willing to help someone in need. During the last deployment, I called him to ask if we could take 3 kids into foster care that desperately needed a stable home, and he gladly agreed. The 2 girls and a boy are siblings, and they've been a joy of his life. He also helped to raise my daughter and now has 2 grandchildren from her. He stated smoking pipes about 3 years ago. He started smoking He started smoking pipes 3 years ago, and tells me from time to time about some of the podcasts he listens to, one of which is yours. He was so excited about his first pipe show in Muletown, Tennessee this year. He enjoyed meeting one of you there. He told me about this contest and asked if I would be willing to enter him into it. I'm sure there will be a lot of deserving people out there for this contest, and I appreciate that you are willing to honor him and the men and women who serve. I believe that just considering him would bring him joy. Thank you for this opportunity. Sarah, God bless you for sending this in. And it's our honor to include Edwin in this drawing. He's a great man, and you're blessed to have him in your life.
Amen.
That's all I can say about that.
Yeah. I mean that selflessness carries over into the civilian life for sure, like he's willing to take on 3 children he doesn't know. Yeah, I work in the human services field currently, and we need more people like Edwin for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Selfless person.
What a good man. All right. Austin, you're up.
So you guys actually read both the other ones that I had. So unless
Okay.
you'll shoot me another one I can read
No,
out.
that's okay. That's okay. That's all right. These came in. I had them come in by email, by Instagram. How else, Jim? Email, Instagram.
Email, Instagram. I don't think we got anything on Facebook. I know that I didn't. Not that that's...
Yeah. Yeah. And text as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So go ahead, Tim. What you got next on your list?
All right. Let's see. I've got Hammer and Pipe sent in. I nominate Get Piped, the man, the myth, the legend. I think most of us know his contribution to our community and what he brings to the table. We have a lot of veterans and service members who should be nominated honestly, but I'd like to say that this guy helped nurture my pipe journey. Hang on. Yeah. So Adam from Get Piped.
And he's active military right now.
He is active now. All right.
Yeah. It bothers me so when I hear, when I see the videos or I see the shorts that say, where are all the good men at? Here's a guy that gets up every morning, puts on his fatigues, active duty. You know where the good men at? Mrs. Floyd, he's right next to you. Adam is just one of the nicest people I've met in the pipe community. Absolutely think the world of him. If you haven't checked out the Get Piped podcast or the Get Piped YouTube channel or Nick, the producer guy, please do so. Just absolutely wonderful, wonderful people. And, thank you, Sean, from Hammer and Pipe, for nominating him, because he is absolutely worthy of being on this list. So, well done. All right. Okay. So this was sent to us from McGill Veray, sapperpiper@gmail.com. Served in Afghanistan and went home after suffering a brain injury from an explosion. He suffers from PTSD and found himself strongly supported by the YouTube pipe community and found his faith along the way. Now he's actually facing giants, going out in public, making friends, both online and personally, and making YouTube videos. He faced his fears by putting himself out there and doing the work needed to fight the physical, mental, and emotional trauma that he suffered while serving in the United States Army. I ask that you please consider Zach Hilliard for awarding him this pipe. He will absolutely love it. I will send him the info if he wins. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Zach, for all that you do. If you're not watching Sapper Piper on YouTube, please do so. Please go to his channel, help support him. So like and subscribe to his videos. Absolutely a wonderful guy. And, when you hear the stories, because, when you watch his videos, you're like, oh, I had no idea that he got sent from Afghanistan because he got caught in an explosion and had a brain injury.
Yeah. Well
done, Zach. We couldn't be prouder of you. Thank you.
Here's the thing that I'm hoping that the folks that have been nominated kind of get is that, personally, I was 18 years old in 1976, and that was the year that they eliminated the selective service. And so, guys like me we just went to school. And but there are other people who didn't have to just go to school. They decided that they wanted to enlist and be a service to their country. And so now I didn't really think about it that much through a lot of my years, but now in my later years, I'm thinking about the things that these people did to serve their country. And it's hard to describe the feeling that I have, and it probably is indicative of many other people who didn't serve. Is that it's just a sort of this. It's no other way to describe it other than gratitude that you would do this. I didn't, but you did, and sort of this feeling like I kind of owe you. So I've got this one here, for example, from Chris Murphy. This is his bio. Chris Murphy is a medically retired Marine Corps veteran with 17 years of service in a variety of career infantry-related fields. Chris is a PATHHH guide at the Warrior Path PATHHH program at Camp Southern Ground. Warrior Path is the nation's first non-clinical program to cultivate and facilitate post-traumatic growth among post-9/11 active duty service members, veterans, and first responders with combat trauma. During the past few years, Christopher has worked extensively with veterans and first responders through a Facebook group. Through a Facebook group for peer-to-peer mentoring that he founded, and through the veterans programs at Camp Southern Ground as he established. He is passionate about continuing the service the veteran community and other family members Christopher's understanding of leadership and human behavior comes from 17 years of operational leadership experience in some of the harshest environments in the world. His military career includes multiple overseas deployments, both combat and training, as well as roles as a senior enlist officer, physical security team leader, and master instructor status in multiple fields of enterprise. Or I'm sorry, yes, multiple fields of expertise. Throughout his career, Christopher designed, developed, and executed multiple training programs for the Marine Corps and foreign militaries. Yeah. Christopher is highly decorated and seasoned leader both in peacetime and throughout 5 combat tours in Kosovo, Afghanistan, and Iraq. Christopher currently volunteers wherever he can within Camp Southern Ground. When not actively engaged with the Warrior Path cohort, Christopher loves to spend time with his wife and kids. He is an avid marksmanship and hunter. He also enjoys quiet mornings and evenings on his back patio, reading with a pipe in hand. Christopher and his family live in Peachtree City, Georgia, about 10 minutes from the camp. So I hope I didn't butcher that too bad, but that's Christopher's bio. And you know we had Chris on our podcast at one time, and Chris just went through a reconstruction surgery on. I want to say it was like his right femur, and but like everything else, he overcomes, and he's back at it again. I see pictures and videos, updates of him on social media where he's biking and doing what he's got to do to bring himself back up to speed. So
yeah,
my hat's off to Chris.
If you haven't watched the episode of the Camp Southern Ground, please go back and do so. This is, nobody sees the demons that these guys face. Nobody understands the things that they've seen, the things that they've had to do. And when they come back and they need help, Camp Southern Ground is there.
Yeah.
And I just can't say, I held up my Camp Southern Ground shirt while you were reading that, Tim, just because, I've got no words.
Yeah, right. Well, we've there are folks in the pipe community who gave generously when we did that fundraiser for Camp Southern Ground, and that's an effort that if you give $1, it's going to the intended purpose, which is to help somebody in need get their feet under them and get their life back. And so Chris is I don't know what you say about a guy like that he's been through hell, and he decided that the best way to overcome was to not absorb into himself, but to expand himself out and do something to help other people, and that's what he's doing. So I don't know. They don't come better than that.
No.
That's awesome. I was getting some goosebumps, hearing about what this guy's doing for the veteran community. I mean, and first responders too. I mean, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, and if you look at where he's been, Kosovo, Afghanistan, Iraq, saw, that he's seen the worst of humanity.
Nasty things, nasty places, terrible environments.
Yeah. All right.
So can I read another? I've got another one here and this is one that Chris sent.
Mm-hmm.
If you mind, if I may?
No, please do.
Robert T. Weaver. He's a weapons officer. He hails from Hallandville, Georgia. He enlisted in the Navy in '92. Upon completion of training, basic training, he reported to Airman Apprentice Training School, RTC Orlando, Florida. Following graduation, he reported to USS Saipan in Norfolk, Virginia, and was assigned to the Air Department as an undesignated airman. During his tour, he was designated as an aviation ordnanceman. In April '95, he reported to A School in Millington, Tennessee. Upon graduation, he reported to USS Dwight D. Eisenhower. While aboard the ship, he completed the second Mediterranean cruise and advanced to the third-class petty officer. In May '97, he reported to Naval Weapons Station Oceana, where he advanced to second-class petty officer. Upon completion of his tour, he reported to Oceana's COP DET and deployed to USS Harry Truman and USS Abraham Lincoln, both in direct support of Operation Southern Watch, Operation Enduring Freedom, and Operation Iraqi Freedom. While assigned, he qualified as an aviation warfare and surface warfare specialist and advanced to petty officer first class. During his tour, he was named Com Naviary.
Don't try. Yeah.
Okay. In June 2004, he reported to onboard CNATTU Norfolk and was selected to Chief Petty Officer. In July 2007, he transferred to USS Essex. In Sasebo, Japan. And then during his tour, he was awarded the 2009 Commander Naval Surface Force Superior Enlisted Leadership Award. In May 2010, he was selected to the rank of Senior Chief Petty Officer and reported on board to the DET North Island as a Senior Enlisted Officer. During this tour, he was selected to Chief Warrant Officer. His commissioned tours included Helicopter Strike Maritime 48 USS Ronald Reagan and Patrol Squadron 16. He currently serves as the weapons officer on board LCRS RON 2, Mayport, Florida. CW04 Weaver's awards include the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal, 6th Award, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, 5th Award, Military Outstanding Volunteer Service Medal, Humanitarian Service Medal, and other numerous unit and campaign awards. After dedicating 30 years to naval service, Rob's life took a transformative turn in August 2022 when he attended Warrior Week. It was during this experience that he uncovered his true purpose, setting him on a new path in the realm of real estate. While the world of real estate offered excitement and fulfillment, he continued to seek a deeper calling, something that would truly fill his cup and allow him to serve others in a meaningful way. In September 2023, an opportunity emerged that perfectly aligned with Rob's aspirations. He stepped into the role of assistant program manager for Warrior Work, becoming an essential part of the team. Rob brings a passionate and unwavering commitment to his role, driven by his own transformative experience as a participant in the very program, as a participant in. Okay, hang on a second. As a participant in the very program he now manages. His mission is clear: to provide others with the same life-changing benefits that he himself received. Outside of his professional life, Rob shares his journey with his loving wife, Stephanie Weaver, who is also a valid member of the Camp Southern Ground team. Together, they are proud parents of 4 amazing children: Tyler, Kyle, Carly, who serves as a CSG summer camp counselor, and Nathaniel. Their family calls Williamson, Georgia their home, and they are accompanied by their ever-faithful Labradoodle, Oreo. Rob's commitment to service and his dedication to helping others find their purpose are a testament to the transformative power of the program like Warrior Week and Camp Southern Ground. So there we have it for
Wow.
Robert Weaver. What a life, huh? What a life.
You wonder where
Top
the good
that.
men are. Yeah.
Top that, will you?
Yeah. You wonder where the good men are. They're in uniform.
Yep.
Wow. What a life. Mr.
Yeah.
Weaver, if you're watching this, thank you.
Yep.
I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I'm in awe.
Yeah. Well, here's the sad part of this. We're going to number generate 2 of them to see who wins the prize package. So I have got, it's 1 through 11. And I've got it up on randomnumbergenerator.org.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I suppose we just hit the button and
Yeah, did we get we got through them all then?
yeah,
We got through them all? Okay.
That's
okay,
everybody.
Good. Okay.
It's
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do
yeah.
it. It's not everybody across the board. Thank you. And I can't personally I see these people. I mean, there are a lot of people in the pipe community, and not necessarily just our community, but especially because we interact with these people, and we have this sort of common interest. So there's an affinity that we have for the folks in the pipe community that you wouldn't have outside of that. And, a lot of them that, have service. There's one gentleman in particular that, great guy. And I know he was a Vietnam veteran. He showed me tattoos that he had. And I asked him to, if you want to be part of this, send me a bio. And, nah, I'm good. And so there's sort of this quiet, I don't know, quiet dignity that these people have that they're not looking for anything special. It was it's what I did. It's my duty. And I don't know. I'm humbled, and and I thank every one of them. And I just hope that what we're doing here can in some way be worthy of the service that they've extended. That's it.
Yeah. When I was at Muletown with you, Tim, I had my patch, and it has like it's like a banner. It's the red and black banner, and it's kind of inspired by the Ranger Battalion logo.
You're right. Right.
And when I was at Muletown, I would sit there and have conversations. Veterans would just be coming up to my table because they saw that logo, and it it was familiar to them. So I spent a lot of time just shooting the shit with a lot of these guys, and it was just awesome just hearing some of these guys' stories and just the similarities and all the things we had in common and places that we've been and stuff like that. And um, yeah, it's crazy because, like you said, a lot of them are very quiet. They don't really come forward and they don't say those things. But I think when they see another vet, they feel more open, and they're willing to talk about things. And
Right, right. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
it was just great catching up with some of these guys at the show. And
Yeah.
yeah, it was awesome. And I don't know, and you guys can edit this out or whatever, but like I would love to make another pipe maybe closer to the Veterans Day and do another giveaway just because I feel awful, hearing all these great stories, all these guys that have done so much. And um, I'd love to give another giveaway or something if you guys are doing that.
Oh, look, what we've got here is a blank slate, and we do whatever we want to do. And
Yeah.
if we want to do one that gets closer to Memorial Day or Veterans Day, well, yeah, we can do it. Sure.
Yep. when you think
The-
about
the- Go ahead.
how many birthdays, how many Christmases, shit, I'm crying. What they gave up in their family lives to do this. We could never say thank you enough.
Right. And exactly. And so, look, I can't think of a better way to, to call this a resource, the podcast, the platform, to use the platform. I can't think of a better way to do it, honestly, than to honor the people that served us. And, if in some way that can be, our contribution back, I'm happy to give it 10 times over. So. Yeah.
All day, every day.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Can we take before we go into the picking, have Ben edit this part out because I'm going to step into the thing and drop some water.
Yeah, no worries.
All right.
Yeah,
I'll be right back.
Austin and I'll talk about, one of the things that Tim brought up is the guys that didn't want to be part of this. And I'm going to mention them because they mean the world to me. Eric Mills from EMC Custom Cops, former Marine. Harrison Reeder, who works at the VA now. Yeah, it's hard for me because I didn't serve, and you did, Austin. How many birthdays did you have to miss? How many Christmases with family did you have to miss? That selflessness is breathtaking. And if this is what we do, I'm good with it.
Yeah. No, I appreciate you guys just for even entertaining all this. I think that, I love the veteran community, and I kind of stepped away from working with vets for a little bit. But I definitely want to get back into it at some point. And, it's a special group of guys, for sure.
Well, it's interesting. I at one of the shows, Franklin Crawl. He's you see him on Instagram.
Another former,
and he was in the canines.
Yeah.
He showed me his tattoo and there are people who like in my life personally, like I've got my dad was in Germany. I got a brother that was Chief Master Sergeant in the Air Force. A brother that was in the Air Force in Europe. Brothers in the Marine Corps. I've got an uncle that was in Patton's tank divisions in Bastogne in Belgium during World War II. I've got an uncle that was in. He was in the Philippines during World War II. You know, island, and these guys. They never thought there was anything special about it, like there was none of this sort of, hey, look at me kind of thing, I'm special. It's just like they just did their thing. And they came back, and they're just regular guys. And man, to try to put a description on what that is, the kind of, dig your heels in the ground, bravery, and then come back and just be like, just a regular guy. I'm in awe of it. And it's a kind of thing that you don't see today. You just don't see it today. Mm-hmm. And I'm talking about people who haven't been tested like that. And I'm not talking about current military. I'm talking about people who haven't had to face the test. And and I didn't. Things were different then. You're a kid. You do what you got to do, But today, I'm telling you that I'm in awe of these people. And I thank them, and anything that I can do. This is just a tiny, tiny thing, but I'm happy to do it if I can do it. So that's it.
100%. Yeah.
Amen.
All right, so we got the Magic 8-Ball number generator.
Yep. So let's hit it. I'm going to tap the button, and we'll see who the first winner is. Oh, and that didn't work out well. Number 5. So number 5 is our first winner, and you can see it on here. And that would be BG Woodworks. Bradley is...
Bradley, okay.
There we go. All right. So
Airman, Airman, yep. And so he's gonna get an ashtray by Craig Herzog, a pen, Breyer pen that Craig. It's Conwego. Conwego. Come on, Tim.
It's Craig Herzog, who's just an absolutely fantastic
Conwego
guy.
Customs. Yeah, and then. You get a pipe from me, and then a pipe from Aaron, a lighter from Aaron, a drying.
Austin.
Why do I keep doing that? Why do I keep doing that? What's wrong with me?
Because alcohol is involved, Tim, and here we are.
God, what's wrong with me? Sorry.
Those IPAs.
Sorry, Joe.
IPAs.
Yeah. Oh, Tim had a pumpkin spice latte, and the next thing you know, he can't remember anybody's name.
That's right. Yeah. Sorry, Steve.
Chuck.
And then
we're very. And
hey, Chuck. And then this drying tray, nice from Stacy at Marin Bespoke Works. Some tobacco from Jim, 4 blends.
No, that was from Adam at
Adam. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
We're Kentucky
down.
Fall.
Oh,
Kentucky Fall. Now this is Adam had won these, and Adam graciously said, "Look, don't send them to me. Give them to these guys."
Yeah. Well done, Adam. Well done. And
Bryn
well
Mawr.
done, Stacy. And well done, Craig. And well done, Austin. See, I got your name right. You know why I got your name right?
know.
Because my
God,
brother's
why do I
name is
keep
Austin.
doing that?
I don't know, because it's kind of fun,
Jeez.
I guess.
Terrible.
Which, look at
Bryn
Gerlach.
Mawr.
Yeah, Bryn Mawr, Gerlach, Palo Torcido.
And
You get some of the best stuff.
right. Yeah, Palo Torcido. Yeah, there's a Palo Torcido. So
Yeah.
anyway, jeez. Oh yeah, and then the pipes. There's one. And
Look at
then
that.
two.
Look at that, Bradley.
Right.
Man,
Bradley,
we're
the
pumping
man.
some wattage into your cottage. And, if you haven't thanked Terry Brewster, please do so. And by the way, Terry Brewster, another Navy veteran, you and I talk to Terry all the time. We've had him on the show. He's absolutely a fantastic guy. His mom just passed away. And met a pipe guy, the funeral director for his mom. We talked about it last week. He goes, "Oh, Briarworks, are you a pipe guy?" "Yeah." "Well, bring your pipe with you, and we'll talk about it while we do your mom's." Wonderful.
Yeah. Nice.
All right, so we're gonna hit generate again, maybe, and here we go. And it's number 8, and that would be Tad Tomeski. So Tad, you get the second prize package, which is, look at that. You get a
olive calabash,
yep,
a Maharin Bespoke Works pipe stand,
yep,
and then the 4 blends of tobacco.
yep.
Yep.
Killer.
This one.
Killer.
Great stuff. Yeah, good stuff. This one. So you get plenty of tobacco.
You get 8 ounces of tobacco. You get a brand new pipe. Just what else do you want us to do?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
this
fantastic.
calabash comes apart. You can nice cool smoker. Mortar.
And by the way, if you don't
olive.
have a Tim Calabash pipe, no, you need to get one because I have
fix
one,
you-
and
fix
it's
you up.
fantastic. Yeah.
Fix you up. Yeah. So anyway, good stuff. So Bradley, I think we can get to you, and then the second winner. Say again, Jim.
That's Tad Tomeski, and if I'm pronouncing
Okay.
your name correctly, I apologize because Redbreast. But Tad, you won, and I believe Tad, Kimber, and remember Tad is the one that Boy Scout leader, just Kimber, his wife, did a
Okay.
wonderful write up on him.
Okay.
Just well done.
So we can send back on that because that came in by email. We can send back and ask for a email or a mailing address so that we can
Yep. So
get this out.
Bradley,
Okay.
and Tad, congratulations. And I hate to say that you were the winners because everybody that was on this list was a winner.
Yeah. If I could duplicate this 11 times, I would do it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I may reach out to you, the other 9 that didn't. I have some free time. So we'll be chatting.
Yeah.
So
We'll work something out. Yep.
yeah. Yep. And Austin has graciously, we're going to do another Veterans Day contest. And, we're going to we'll keep doing this. I can't think of a better group of people to award something to. And I thank all of you for your selflessness, your dedication to our country. I don't know what else to say.
And I'm of like mind. I can't think of a better cause. Call it a cause if you want, but a group of people to honor by giving something to them that to show appreciation. So can't do
whatever
it.
you guys
Can't
do,
do it enough.
I want to be a part of it 110%.
Okay.
I wish I had more pipes to give you, Tim, to send to these guys, because yeah, they definitely deserve
Yeah.
it.
All right. Well, yeah, we got nothing but time ahead of us to do that. So, and you know what? And the one thing that out of this whole thing that I regret is that what do I call you, Aaron? I keep calling you. Why do I call you Aaron? That's got to stop. Where's that coming from?
Just go with it, Austin.
I don't get
We're
it.
good.
Yeah,
We're
I'll
good.
just start saying, okay, yep.
My granddaughter, she's 18. She's gonna graduate from high school soon, and her boyfriend, I don't even know what his name is, but I call him something different every time I see him. You know.
Whatever you call me,
So-
I'll answer to it.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with me, Austin. Sorry. Douchebag. Whatever.
It's all right.
All right. Well, what do you think, Jim?
You know, I don't really know
I don't
where
think
to
we
go.
can top it.
No, we can't. You know, here I am. I'm, 59 years old. I'm crying during a podcast because of the selflessness of 11 people, that were nominated by other people. I don't know what to say. I really
Yeah.
don't. This is not our usual podcast. And, when you look at the list of people that were nominated, like Terry Brewster, who is a Navy veteran, who's still working as a government contractor. And you look at Franklin Doak, who, has been a longtime supporter of both of us. And you look at Eric Mills, who, these are people we've talked about on the show. He was a U.S. Marine Corps veteran.
I think Sean too from Hammer and Pipe. I think he's an
yeah,
Army.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, and see, that's the thing that you get is you got like, Sean sending in a recommendation for somebody else and not mentioning anything about himself.
Yeah.
That's just kind of typical of that type of person that they're selfless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Just kind of magical. And, Adam at Get Pipe, here he is. He gets up every morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, puts on his fatigues, and goes to work. He was supposed to be deployed overseas. And if you're following the Get Pipe podcast, here's a guy who's active duty military, and his wife is with him every step of the way. And,
Yeah.
you say, here's a couple that's going to last 100 years.
Yeah.
What else do you want to talk about? You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
Get wifed. God bless you. We know the sacrifices that you're making. We know the sacrifices that military spouses make.
Yeah.
Know
we
that
should
you're
all
married.
aspire to. We should all
Yeah.
aspire to be like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that you're married to a good man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Right. Yep. Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Here I am, tears streaming down my face again, Tim.
I know.
Two-
yeah.
two-
Look. Hey. We're fortunate that that they'll have us as their friends, and anything that we can do to show them that we love them, by God, I'm there. Let's do it.
Amen. All right. So in lighter news, we have comments from previous shows and we have questions. And Austin is staying with us through the whole thing.
Yeah.
God bless
To
you,
the
Austin.
bitter end.
Yeah.
The
bitter
right.
end.
I'm here with you.
Okay. So
I'm here to prop your head up as you're puking in the toilet.
that's right. You wonder who the good men are.
Right.
He's the guy that's holding your hair while you're heaving in the toilet.
Right. Yep. Everybody's
All right.
Yep.
So we had a bunch of comments. We just posted our latest episode 36 on Saturday. And by the way, thank you for all of you that are participating in the show. We talked about Sean from Hammer and Pipe, and we talk about At Noah's House, and we talk about Terry. Thank you for all of you that participate in the show. It means the world to us. And if nobody watched the show, Tim and I would still do it, but we're sure thankful that you're here because you make it a better place. So, here are comments.
Yeah, and you know what? If you're listening to the show, I guess this is just on YouTube, right? Where you can the thing.
Yeah, well, you can us on Spotify and Apple too, but
oh, can you? Okay,
but
I guess the thing is like if you like this, share it with other people, and because they might like it too, and I don't know. I mean, we'd like to have more people in our heart. We like people, so we hate to think we're just a couple of douchebags hollering down a hallway,
Well, I mean, look at Austin. Came up with this great idea. Got me in tears. Got Tim in tears. Hey, we're going to do something for servicemen. Oh, cool. I've always wanted to cry in public. So,
yeah,
yay.
Thanks, Austin.
Thanks, Austin. Well done.
Video portion. Just keep the video portion off. It's fine.
Hey,
Yeah.
Can I ask you, like, the background? Are you at an Olin Mills photography studio? I'm looking at the background
do you want
there.
to know the truth or?
Yeah.
No,
sure.
lie to
lie
us.
to me.
It's way more fun to lie to us.
Yes, I'm in a photo studio. Yes, yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
No, so my wife will only let me smoke in the garage or outside.
Yeah.
And I told her I'm on this podcast, which is a video. So she's like, you can't have just the garage background. So she hung up a tablecloth behind me.
All right.
Okay,
See,
so-
you married a good woman. She knows. She knows her way around.
You leave this podcast, Austin. You go give your wife a kiss and say, "You're the best wife that I could ever hope for." And because Tim and I don't get to smoke in the house either. So, here she is. Oh, you got to put a decoration up behind you because, then you look like me and Tim.
Now, honestly, though, right? If it weren't for the women in our lives, we'd be like, I don't know, eating, out of a tin can, and our furniture would be like a stack of beer cases, and
Oh no,
you'd be like,
yeah, we would have milk crates and 2x4s
Yeah.
and cinder blocks,
Right.
and it's like, oh look,
Right.
I made a bookcase. Oh cool, what did that take you like 4 minutes?
and
Yeah,
every day,
pretty
it's like, okay, I got to wear my cleanest dirty shirt,
Exactly. Oh, it passed the
Right.
sniff test. Here we go. I can wear this again.
like when you go to the zoo and you see the orangutan, like flinging his shit. That's what it would be like.
Yeah,
You know?
Pretty much.
Isn't that funny? Isn't that funny?
yeah,
That's pretty close to the
Uh-huh.
truth.
exactly.
Right.
Oh, how come your knuckles are bleeding? Oh, because they're dragging on the ground, honey. Because I am a fucking monkey.
Right.
That's pretty
I'm
much
a monkey. That's right.
No, she's a saint for putting up with me. Honestly, I push her to her limits sometime, and she does things like this, put up a backdrop for me. So I got to thank her.
Oh, yeah.
I bet she doesn't call you Aaron though, like I do.
Well,
It's going to be a tough day when she calls you Austin and your middle name. Because that's
Right.
that's going to be a rough day.
Uh-oh. That's where you stand up and go, what? What?
Oh crap! Here I go.
The Scooby-Doo. Huh?
Yeah, it's going to be a rough day when your wife comes up and says there are packages on the porch and I'm not bringing them in. Cool.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
out of there again. I'm making pipes here. She'll just say, "What'd you order? What's in that box?"
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I was talking to Anthony last night, and he says, "Yeah, my wife is starting to question." I said, "Well, how many blocks of briar do you have?" He goes, "Well, like 400."
Ooh.
What?
Oh,
What the hell?
oh,
That's the thing that who was telling me that Anthony's got like, a
Oh,
warehouse full of blocks. He
Oh,
makes
yeah.
like 50 pipes a year. You're going to be you need to be younger.
He's for a while.
Yeah, and we had Rob Dickey on. And he goes, I go to Anthony's house because I do sandblasting there, and he bought a new sandblasting cabinet, and it's like, Anthony, if you're listening to the show, kiss your wife, tell her how much you love her, because nobody else would put up with this other than your wife. Because, Rob goes, yeah, he's got like 400 blocks of,
I know, yeah.
Wow.
And he was talking
was
to me.
thinking,
He goes, yeah, I ran into Steve Norris at the Chicago show, and he let me spend 4 hours picking through blocks. So like your wife let you go to Chicago.
He's living the dream.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem. Here's the problem. He's an aerospace engineer, and they get off on picking at details. At the zoo, the monkey that's picking the nits out of the other monkey's hair.
Yeah.
That in monkey world, that's what Anthony would be.
Oh, and by the way, our Mark Berg, did you see his post today? If you haven't seen his post, and this has come up a couple of times, and I've seen it a bunch of times, where guys are, they get their block shaped and they realize there's a pit in the block. And he drilled out a hole and put it in. He goes, I just couldn't give up on this pipe. It's like, Mark, no, that's a fantastic pipe. The grain is spectacular. Well done. You did awesome on it. And it's like, wow. So when you're pipe tobacco blending, if you made a dud, you just kind of chuck it in the trash. And I've seen so many pipe makers. It's like, no, I can't let this go because the grain is perfect on this. I'm going to fix it. And it's like,
yeah. Figure out how to
I tried
bend
doing
it.
the Instagram Pipe Makers Challenge for last month for April.
Yeah.
And I, not once, twice, 3, but like 4 times I fucked up this pipe. And I was like, I'm going to keep trying. The shank kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter. I'm like, I'm going to keep doing it. It's all creative problem solving. That's what I love about it. It's like, you really gotta put some effort into it and, make it work. That's the funnest part about it.
I had one today. It was a tulip shape that I cut it out, the profile. And as I started turning it down, it had all kinds of sand pits and everything. It just got awful. And I'm thinking, that goes all the way through. So I thought, well, rather than go any further, I'm going to drill out the chamber. Drill out the chamber, clean spanking, like nothing in there. I'm like, okay, well, just keep doing this. Well, I got the outside diameter of the bowl turned, and pretty close to getting the sand pits out. The rest I can get out with the wheel. But then I decided there were sand pits on the shank, so I had to cut the shank short, and I thought, well, I'll just make this a bamboo. So I put the bamboo on there, nice piece. It got a nice curve to it and a little bit of a flare. And don't I glue that son of a gun on there, and it comes out. It's not square on the line of the draft. It's to the left. I'm like, son of a bitch. And it was epoxied on there. You can't move it after that, And I thought, well, all right. So next, what's next, right? So now I got to take a piece of ebonite and I got to cut it on a wedge to try to get it so that the piece of stainless steel tube will come out straight and kind of like bring this thing back online. And you take these screw ups that it's like, what's wrong with you idiot? Sometimes I walk in the house. I was telling my wife, sometimes I walk in the house, I look in the mirror and I look at myself in it and I go, you know what, I'm fucking sick of you. All you do is fuck things up around here. What's the matter with you?
I have a jar of doom
Dumbass.
that grows all the time. It's like, oh, here's some things I think it'll go well together. No, not at all. That is.
It was like 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I sent out 4 or 5 pipes, all of them to the wrong address, and then I booked a flight to Myrtle Beach for the family vacation. Everybody's going on, like, I don't know, last couple of days of July, and they come back on August 3rd. And I've got mine, so I'm going down there on August 3rd, the day they're coming back. And and in the meantime, I take the mower out, and it's got this big catcher thing on the back of it, and I'm like backing it into fences and shit and breaking things up. And that was the day I come in the house and I'm looking at, I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of this guy. You're fired. If I could fucking kill you, I would, but it ends the whole thing, Shay. So anyway, that's what I deal with over here. You take the brain dead fuck up and you turn it into a design feature.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah.
As long as it draws air and and smokes good, then the rest of it's all just gingerbread.
All right. Are we ready to go into comments?
Sure.
And questions?
Go ahead. Why not? Why not? I've had enough self-flagellation.
Yeah.
God, I hate me. All right.
We're drinking early and often, kids.
I know.
So, JRIX2041, great show. Thank you to Terry for introducing me. Condolences, Terry. So that was comments on our last episode.
All right.
Simple Georgian, Willie Lee, great show. I enjoyed the last three as well. Just didn't get to comment. Good luck with your moving, Jim. Looking forward to seeing the future episodes. Well, and you're on a future episode, Willie Lee. And yes, I am moving. I have some interviews next week, and I will either be in South Carolina or Georgia before too long. So
nice.
Riley Holmes, by the way, and I'll be talking about Riley here in a minute because I had a very creative week thanks to people like Riley and at Noah's House and Jacob. My worst blind date is too inappropriate even for the show. Riley, bullshit. Nothing is too inappropriate for this show.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
You're going to share that. Yeah,
that's bullshit.
Yeah, stop it. You're going to share that with us, and we're going.
You don't get to go there. Forget that.
Yeah,
bring it out. Come on, dude.
Yeah, I went on a blind date and told her, "Oh, this must be a first for you, going out with someone that weighs more than you do." So right. Bullshit.
Right.
Bullshit, yeah. Riley.
No. I was on a blind date one time, and I thought, "Oh my God, Big Bird's real."
Yeah, exactly. Hey Jim, we've got somebody we want.
And she has a mustache.
Yeah, this is a blind date. Oh, can she read Braille? Oh no, then it's not a real blind date. Blake Pipes, who we're going to have on here before too long. I've got to get in touch with Blake. What a pleasure it was to just take time out of my Saturday and lay on my bed as it is cloudy and cool here at the beach and listen to all of you talk. I was thinking I need to do another Shed Happens video of mine as I have a box of tobacco to open. But thank you for making me stop life and truly relax. Best part of my week. Blake, we're going to have you on here before too long. I know that you're a planner. I know that you want to, what am I going to add to the show? Well, like Tim and I care. It just
right.
Go with it. You're going to come on. We're going to talk.
Yeah,
we're good.
Whatever. That's right.
And then
what am I going to add to the show?
Blake Pipes comments
That's
again.
Funny.
It's funny you guys were talking about marriage at the end of this episode. I used to love talking to people that were married for a long time, for long periods of time in front of my second wife. The people would say that they've been married for 45 years and would ask my wife and I how long we've been married. I would comment that I hope to make half the amount of time combined with all three of my wives. Second wife never found that funny, but seriously, I did make it to 24 combined years with two wives. Well done, Blake. So I'm going to throw my dad under the bus. My dad and I talk fairly regularly. He goes, Jim, I've been happily married for 48 years. And you know the secret to my success? It's been to 4 different women. Yeah, that away, Dad. My dad's still alive and kicking.
Hey, it all counts. It all counts.
Yeah, you know,
sure.
exactly.
Marriage. Yeah.
The cool part about it was when my dad got divorced for the second and third time, my wife and I got a shitload of furniture from him, so it was kind of fun.
Oh yeah.
He goes,
Heck
I don't
yeah.
want anything to remind me of wives 2 and 3. All right, well, Dad, we're good with it. Let it go. Okay, now from episode 35, and we have been, as we frequently stated, we are not goal specific. We have not been, we just, whatever happens, and we're good with it. So these are some comments from episode 35. Challenger Dart, who we absolutely love, he comments on most of our videos. Great vid, guys. Thanks a lot. I have not been commenting, but I keep watching all your videos. Have a great weekend. Thank you, Challenger Dart. We appreciate you.
That thing that keeps coming up about goals, and like I think about goals in the context of this podcast, and it's just like fucking uproariously funny, because like the last thing we got is goals. Who did? We don't have any goals.
And Mike from Pipe and Tamper is the one that says, "What are your goals?"
Like we
for
don't
the
even
podcast?
care if we don't even care if we get kicked off of the platform. We don't care about anything.
Yeah, kiss my ass. Oh,
You know?
Jim, you're being canceled. Oh, cool.
I don't give a shit. That's great. We could tell our buddies.
Exactly. What did you guys
Not
do?
everybody gets kicked off.
Yeah.
God, like how many users are there on here, and how many get kicked off? Well, we're in the minority. That's perfect. We like that.
Exactly. Mike from Pipe and Temper, what are your goals for the podcast? Well, nothing. How the idea spawned for this podcast is Tim and I used to talk once a week, and we'd be we'd just be crying. We'd be laughing so hard. It's like we need to share this with other people because other people might enjoy our stupid humor. And
we should have a segment of the it's called the try to get kicked off segment, where all we do is just spew words that would piss them off, like tobacco, V8 engines, leaded gasoline,
Hamas supporters.
right?
Hey, Hamas supporters.
Heterosexuality,
Be careful here, guys. No.
I know.
No.
Christianity, like, we love our kids,
Yeah.
I don't know. Guns, ammo. Did I say ammo? Yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, are you guys pro-Hamas supporters? Oh, fuck no. Not at all. Not even close.
No.
Pro-Israel all the way. Yeah, just...
We're like, yeah. I don't even... And you don't even have to spend a lot of time thinking about it. All you have to do is just start spewing words that people don't like. I don't know.
No, this is part of the fun of doing this podcast. Is that? Oh, look! Here we are.
Even things that would be seemingly innocuous, like white flour, bacon. Kool-Aid, sugar,
Veganism,
stuff like that. And things that are like clearly bad for you.
Well, Jim, didn't you get some hate mail from some vegan or something like a while?
Oh yeah, Alan. And by the way, Austin, I'm so glad you brought that up. We have an email from Alan, our vegan, who is absolutely just beside himself at what we do. And Alan, I just want you to know.
You got a new one?
Oh yeah, I've been sitting on it for 6 weeks. Yeah, I've been sitting.
Yeah. Do tell.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get to that one in the next episode, maybe. I don't know, but
it's good to see that he's still out there.
Well, we got an email from him where it was like, and And I'm trying to be serious at this point because I thought that he needed help because I thought he was on the ledge and was going to kill himself. And, we certainly don't want that. If you kill yourself because of this podcast.
Yeah, the fun's over then.
Yeah,
Right. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Hang in there. Hang in there, dude. Game ain't over yet.
Stay with us, Alan. Stay with us.
Right.
But we do have.
Come on.
Yeah. So
maybe,
perhaps,
Alan, maybe you'll win. Maybe you'll change our minds. Hang in there.
Yeah, maybe we'll put you in the contest, Alan, because we know you didn't volunteer for the military. You cake-eating cheese dick.
Cake-eating cheese dick.
And
Oh.
for those of you that are vegans out there, please feel free at your earliest convenience to fuck right off. We're not putting up with a minute of your shit. Oh, cow flatulence is causing, global warming. Yeah, well, I'm only one man, but I'm eating them as fast as I can, so fuck right off.
Have you seen these clips that come up on Instagram where they got Greta Thunberg saying,
"Oh yeah,
you've ruined my life," like that, and then it flips to that guy that was. It has something to do with that lady that had a bunch of lions or something like that, and he's got this like a
tiger
cap
whatever.
on. The tiger lady, and he's got like a he's got a knife and a sheath on his side, and he's got blue jeans and cowboy boots, and he goes, guess what, motherfucker? They got they flip to a truck that's like, and it's got these stacks on his blowing all kinds of soot out of it and burning the tires and shit. It's so great.
It's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's like
nobody can make sense of anything I just said, but go on Instagram, you'll find it. It's funny.
You'll find it. We're good. Call it good. So I'll
But
continue.
the guy goes, guess what, motherfucker?
Yeah. So what? Here we go. We've got this Dodge Ram. It's got a 480. Blowing smoke. Yeah. Good. Carry on.
Black diesel, two twin stacks coming out.
Yeah. Whatever.
Lift package is burning tires,
And by the way,
shit.
I live in Colorado, the People's Republic of Colorado. We're going to all electric. Oh, cool. You're all going to die because there's no less efficient way to heat anything than with electricity. So please, that's why I'm moving. Kiss my ass. On to the next thing.
I have a good friend, who just bought, because the subsidies are going away, I guess, and he bought an electric car, but he doesn't drive it anywhere because it doesn't have any range, and you don't want to get stuck out in the hinterlands, oh my gosh, 30, 40 miles from your house and not have access to a charging station. And I was like,
not to be a dick,
I mean, it's
Tim,
not.
You live in Fowler, Ohio, which is between Cleveland and Pittsburgh, which is not exactly a metropolis. I mean, there's like 9 people there. It's you, Anita, some of the grandkids. Where are you going to charge your electric vehicle?
Well, you know what? We got me, Anita, the kids, ducks, the dog, all that stuff, and then all the trees down over the power lines. That's what we have here. Every time I turn around, there's a storm. Oh shit, there's a storm.
Oh, no.
Trees down. We got like, there's hundreds. We got 300 and some odd acres around us, and our house and the drive, 1,000 feet up off the main road, secondary road to our house. That's the only open places, and every tree that falls either onto our property where we are or the power lines. It can't fall into the woods. You know that question, like, if a tree falls in the woods, would you hear it? And if you're not there, would you? Yeah, I'd hear it. I fucking hear it all the time. It lands over my power lines. The generator comes on.
Yeah. Yeah.
God, so all I do is call the power company. Come get this goddamn tree off my power line. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, here in things that piss me off, in Colorado today, the winds were gusting 40 to 50 miles an hour. And my wife says, "Hey, Dad, why don't you make burgers on the grill?" Well, there's nothing I love better than making burgers on the grill in a hurricane. That'll be cool. That'll be fun. What's the temperature of the grill, Dad? About 800 degrees. Oh, how do you like your burger? Well done or charcoal?
That's funny. It's like, they don't give a shit because you're the one doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I'm not going out there.
Yeah, no.
Where's Dad? Yeah, why aren't those burgers done yet, Dad?
They were done like 10 minutes ago. Don't worry about it. These are. How do you like your burgers, kids? Burned black? Yeah, cool. I got that.
You got half of it. One side's burned black, the other half's raw.
Yeah,
because the flames like this, and it's like down in the inside the grill. It's this way.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. What's on this side? Well, it's charcoal. What's on the other side? Ptomaine. You're fine. Just eat the fucking thing. I'll put cheese on the ptomaine side.
Right. This charred part is kind of crunchy. Oh, that's metal. That's part of the grate stuck to your burger.
Yeah, exactly.
Adds to the flavor.
Yeah, exactly. What'd you flavor this with, Dad? Chunks of the grill. Yeah, you're fine. Just
right.
Little iron.
Does it taste like pot metal? Yeah, that's.
Yeah, don't worry. I seasoned that pot metal. What'd you season it with? Well, I have no fucking idea, but I felt like saying that. Yeah, you're fine.
It's in a container.
Yeah. So, Karen Isony, this is Fred. Another great video. Enjoyed the answering questions. You have to try the Palmetto Balkan, Tim. I enjoyed.
Say what? Wait a minute. Say that again. What?
You have to try the Palmetto Balkan. So open the damn tin.
Palmetto Balkan.
Yeah, smoke that stuff.
You know what? I put that in a jar. It smells great, but I've dug my heels in. I'm not getting into that. I'm going to keep that for a while, maybe till next week, and then I'm going to get into it.
Yeah,
but it's in a jar.
Yeah. Here on today's episode of Delayed Gratification, Tim is going to wait 7 whole days to smoke Palmetto Balkan.
I'm going to let that age. I'm going to let that age another, I don't know, maybe 3-4 days, and then I'm going to get into it.
All right.
Oh, by the way, that come and take it. You sent me a jar of that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be some good shit.
Well, what's in the blend?
Come and take it was, and hang on a second because I've been drinking and crying during this episode. So give me a second and I will pull it up.
My eyes are smeary.
Yeah. So come and take it is Tennessee, Kentucky Dark Fired, Perique, Latakia, or Red Virginia, and Stowe, Virginia. And it was... so Garrett, a friend of the show, said, "Hey, have you ever made a blend with your favorite blending ingredients?" I said, I don't know. I've made a couple of blends. So I made this, and I sent a copy of it to Tim, and he was like, "Yeah, this is pretty good." So,
well, the Perique has got to be minimal in that because I don't really pick up much Perique.
No, it's not a strong component in that blend.
Okay, but I picked up. Now, look, when I smoke, and trying to notice different notes, in my mouth, Rarely, ever. But for some reason, and I wasn't looking for anything. I wasn't expecting anything. But I got like this, like a flash of caramel. And then somewhere along the line, I got like a flash of like a floral kind of note. And I've never had that ever with anything. I've had, like, topped tobaccos like Autumn Evening or was it Autumn Evening, Autumn Nights, something like that.
We talked about
Cornell
this.
and Deal.
Oh yeah, Autumn
Yeah,
Evening, which has a little
that
maple
one,
in it.
and I can. Yeah, and I can taste a sweetness off, like right on the tip of your tongue where you would taste sweetness. And that's only if you sip it very easily, you can pick that up. But for some reason, on this particular blend, I'm picking up different notes that I've not had that experience before. So,
well, that's because I put fentanyl in it, Tim. just a little something to take the
there
edge
you
off.
go. There you go. That answers that question.
Just a little
thank
something
you.
to take the edge
Thank
off.
you very much. Thank you very much.
Don't take a drug test for work. So that's
Right.
that's how we work.
Yeah.
And then finally, from episode 11, Mushroom Leg commented on the video where we had Eric Mills from EMC Custom Hops. And by the way, there's only one pipe maker that I have 14 pipes from, and that's Eric from EMC Custom Cobbs. And he's second only to Tim in the number of pipes I have from a maker. And he said, Eric is a pimp. I love his cobs.
Did you see Eric with a big purple hat with a feather in it?
Yeah, we might as well start calling Eric Huggy Bear.
Hey, shut up, bitch.
Just talking about Shaft. Yeah, exactly. Excellent.
That cob, he just posted an Ants. It was a Harley themed ring on there.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice. And you can always tell Eric when he posts his pipe because he's holding it. There's a finger missing.
Nice.
Iron Mike sent me a picture of a pipe, and I go, "Oh, that's Eric Mills's pipe," because it looked like this,
Nah.
Sorry, Eric, but
Yeah.
I just noticed things.
Yeah, he's an Ohioan, and I have, so there's no full disclosure. I have a ton of pipes from Tim, I have a ton of pipes from Eric, and I have a ton of pipes from ABBS. Corey Brown. I just, these guys have captured my heart and attention, and I've won a couple of Eric's raffles. I did not win tonight's raffle with Eric, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. It's just fun.
Corey Brown is like a machine, man. That guy turns out a pipe like.
Oh, he turns out like
just
3 or 4 pipes a day. It's like I wake up in the morning
Yeah,
and
it's
it's like,
crazy.
here's what I made. Oh, cool.
And they're all like, it's not like he's turning out billiards and Lavats. It's they all got like rustication. Part this smooth, part rustication. There's the I don't know how you describe it. There's a variation to the finishes.
Let's make
This is ABBS pipes. It's Corey Brown, ABBSpipes.com. He was the first artisan pipe maker that I bought a pipe from. And I bought this stacked billiard that is absolutely fantastic. And we're going to get to this in a minute in the questions. Do I change pipes during summer or fall? And I bought this pipe from him, and it was absolutely fantastic. And then through just like a miracle of coincidence, I bought a 7-day Dublin set from ABBS. Corey, he's like, oh, yeah, here's a Dublin, here's a Dublin, here's a Dublin. Ended up getting a 7-day set from Eric where it's all Dublin pipes, and he's just one of the nicest guys. We've been meaning to have him on the show, and we haven't. And
he does all kinds of cool things. Like, okay, so here's the bottom of this one that he posted this morning, and then, if you look at the side view of this pipe, it's got like, I don't even.
Yeah, I think I found him. Yeah, it's like a little Rhodesian kind of.
Yeah, he does all kinds of real cool.
Yeah, that's
things, and then different lines, and then you've got sections that are smooth and some that are rusticated. Like, I don't know if you can see this, but that's the bottom, the heel of this pipe. He does all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah, that's great.
But he's like, every time you turn around, there's he's sending out a photo of a pipe he made. It's like, didn't you just send a pipe out like 15 minutes ago? How are you doing all this stuff? Like, here's one here. It's got like real deep cuts in it, yeah.
Yeah, and he works like overnights. He works for the Georgia highway construction, whatever that is. And it's like, oh, here's 22 pipes I made yesterday. Like, how do you make
doing all that?
Wow.
Yeah. And
he said, I'll get overtime.
Yeah. And he's just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And I bought a ton of pipes from him since he was my first artisan pipe. And I ended up getting a 7-day set, and I was at like 5 of these Dublins that he made. And he goes, well, I said, well, I'm looking for this and this. And he goes, oh, okay, well, cool. And then he makes like 14 of them. He says, which one do you like? I like them all. So one, can you send me 2 and that'll complete my set? And just
Nice. Yeah, I just gave him a follow. Yeah, he does some pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, and he, again, he's just one of those quiet guys and Tim and I are both in a group chat with him. It's called Brothers of the Leaf. And, he posts pictures, and he's making 15 pipes a day. And it's like,
I know. Every morning, I open that thing up, and I looked at it, like, what do you do? Like, how do you do all this stuff?
Yeah.
Like,
And I've talked to him on multiple occasions. He goes, yeah, I sleep like 3-4 hours a night. I was like, okay, well, I'm a graybeard. I get that. I sleep about the same amount of time. It's just that I don't go out and whip up pipes. I don't whip up tobacco balloons.
I sit and drink coffee and stare at the wall. Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's the thing with me too, is like I wake up at 4 a.m. and I try to work on some pipes because that's the only time I have. Otherwise, it's like either work or with kids, so it's hard to find time to do that kind of stuff. And that, I give him credit. That's cranking out pipes like that. That's pretty good.
What's your day job, Austin?
I'm a social worker, so I work for a local county here. I work with people with like severe and persistent mental illness. So.
Okay.
So you have experience at dealing with people like me and Tim. So that's good.
Right. Send me your phone number. I'll call you when the show's over.
If you need some therapy, man, I'm here for you.
All right. How much time you got? This is going to take a while.
Yeah.
There was that movie Tin Cup. I think it was Tin Cup, and I think it was Kevin Costner was in it, and this girl was a therapist. You need to make an appointment with me for an hour. Come in and see me for an hour. He said, an hour? I ain't that fucked up.
Yeah. I'm afraid to go see a counselor for any reason whatsoever. So,
No,
no.
they'll call somebody. They'll be calling the authorities.
Oh yeah.
You don't want that.
Hospital, yeah.
Look. Oh, Jim has experienced a taser. Cool. Yeah. No,
Right.
I'm gonna pass.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh. Do you have me in the zip ties? Oh, sweet. Yeah. No.
That's what that feels like.
All right. So
Yeah.
we have questions for the show, and we've been droning on forever because I'm trying to alleviate the awe and inspired portion of, what these servicemen have done, like you, Austin. What you've sacrificed over the course of your life. So now we're going to get to questions for the show. Can you share? This is from Tilted Piper. Can you share what sort of press you use? If it's not a trade secret, how can folks buy your blends? Okay. So, I use Rosatec presses. And why do I use Rosatec presses? Because they're better than Prosta presses. And I've been meaning to talk about this for a couple episodes. I have 60 pasta presses that I used to use, and I have no idea what to do with them because I don't use them anymore.
Garage sale time.
Yeah, and my neighbors are looking like, "Well, Jim, how much pasta do you make?" None. I don't make any pasta at any time, but I have a ton of pasta presses.
Wait a minute. Do you have any nails and fertilizer?
Well, why no? And I'm not going to Oklahoma either. Thank you, Mr. McAuliffe. The reason I switched to these is because as I was searching, and Tilted Piper asked this question, how did you get to this? Why did you use these? Well, I was working with the pasta presses, and I was very happy with them because when you make, 2 ounces in a pasta press, it fits perfectly in a 4-ounce mason jar. And I just wasn't getting the compression that I was looking for. And someone said, well, why don't you think about this? And I go, okay. So I went to these Rosatec presses. And the Rosatec presses, when you use the press that comes with it, I can press 4, 6, or 8 ounces at a time in these presses. And I thought, oh, that's fantastic, because I have a lot of people that when they're ordering tobacco from me, I'll get 3 or 4 orders at a time, and someone will say, I want this, I want this, I want this. Great. And, and then I'll have somebody else call and say, I want this and I want this. And it's like, perfect. And I can make 4 to 6 ounces in one. And the other times I'll have to use a smaller press because they only want 2 ounces. So these presses have just made it way better, and I like them more. So
What
there you go.
What are they made for in the main?
Am I allowed to be honest on the podcast?
Yeah.
What they do is they press marijuana and make hash out of it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I have corrupted them into pipe tobacco.
Yeah, right. So when you press marijuana, the gunk that comes out is the hash. Is that right?
That is
Or
correct,
what they
Tim.
use to make hash.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I don't know why you know that,
Yeah.
but I'm very excited that you do.
Okay. I was just curious where that stuff came from.
Yeah. So,
All right. Hashish.
and I use
God bless you.
Yeah. And I use, so people have asked me, why do I get one size and when do I get the other? So when I use the full size Rosatec press, in this block here, I can press 4, 6, or 8 ounces, but it will not press 2 ounces. And Tilted Piper had commented that I had got these presses and said, why don't you use these presses? I said, okay, well, let me tell you. Because this press, when I press it 2 ounces, does not fit into an 8-ounce jar, which is
Right.
this size jar. It's just a little too
Right.
tall. So I found these presses that I can use for 2 ounces, and they fit perfectly into an 8-ounce jar. So when people get their orders from me, they can come in one of 3 ways. One, where they get this size, which is just a 2 ounce, which means that they ordered something that nobody else had ordered, and I made 2 ounces of it, and I put it in this little press. And then they get a little fatter puck, and I call it a plug. It's not really a plug, because by definition, a plug is where it's whole leaf tobacco, you have to slice it, and that's not what it is. But it looks like a plug, so we're going to call it a plug because, well, I've had half a bottle of Irish Redbreast at this point.
Yeah, and so what? And it's your product, so what?
Yeah.
Call it a plug.
We're going to call it a plug.
I'm recoining the term.
Yeah, that's
Fuck
right.
all you people out there, you know.
Yeah.
This is Jim's world now.
That's right. Suck a fat baby's dick. So,
Now, I would have never said that.
well, I did. So I can make,
Them fat babies.
yeah. So I can make 4, 6, or 8 ounce in the Razatec press size. And the press that I use is a Razatec. Well, little seizure, but I'm better now.
That's right. Okay, good night, everybody.
How much have you had to drink, Jim? A lot. Because I was crying earlier in the episode. So this is the Razatec press. And I moved to these presses because I can get 4,000 PSI of pressure on it. And when you talk about pressing tobacco, the more pressure you can get on it, the more it melds the flavors, the more it speeds the aging process. And, so I can press something for 24 hours and it'll be like 2 hours worth of aging because that's the way it presses. So,
yeah.
And so Tilted Piper, that's why I use those presses, and I've made a complete mess of my desk at this point. So
I broke my keyboard.
yeah. Just let it go. We're fine. We're deep into hour 22.
Took the nail off my thumb.
I've had enough Irish Redbreast to float a battleship around. We're fine. And here's a question for all 3 of us. At Noah's house, ask, here comes summer. Do your blend choices change, and do your pipe selections change because it's summer? So, Austin, do you change your pipe style and what you're smoking because summer's coming?
I guess that's a good question. I mean, I'm a newbie here, but no, I don't think so. I mean, I'm kind of going in waves. Right now I'm on a Virginia kick, which I guess is according to the weather changing, but I smoke whatever I kind of feel. So I just kind of grab whatever pipes I'm looking at and is calling to me, and yeah, smoke what I'm into for that day.
All right. Tim?
Mine's more, not so much with the weather, but like what I'm pairing with it. So if I'm having bourbon, I'll have something with a little more Perique in it. I guess that, and if I'm having beer,
Oh, pumpkin spice
Something-
latte beer, Tim?
you know what? I got to tell you, whoever come up with this ought to be arrested. This is not. You could drink anything, but not by choice. That's not that. Glad it's gone.
Yeah? No.
But if I'm drinking beer, probably like Virginia or something like that. but as far as the weather goes, not really. It's more like uh, what I'm having with it. So, if it's just I'm just smoking a pipe just to smoke a pipe, it'll probably be something that's more Latakia heavy. And then if I'm having something else with it, I'll try to do something that'll seems like it would pair it a little bit, but nothing other than that though.
All right. I've said this many times on the podcast. You can see over my shoulder the wall of tobacco choices. Whatever I wake up in the morning and feel like having, that's what I have. And I don't care what the season is, and I don't care. However, right now, I have this excellent MBST pipes, Mersham pipe, and I'm smoking it every morning as part of like a May challenge. Mm-hmm. So I want to see how it colors up. I'm smoking a bowl out of it every morning. It varies just on my mood. I really don't change because of the season. If I feel like a Virginia, I'm going to have Virginia. If I feel like a vapor, I'm going to have a vapor. If I feel like a Balkan, I'm going to have a Balkan. I really don't care. It's just whatever I wake up in the morning and feel like having, that's what I'm going to have. So,
is it starting to color yet?
Ever so slightly. So I started this May 1st, and I've smoked it every morning. And you can see here in the stummel that it is starting to color up. Okay. So I will smoke a bowl every morning out of it, and when I get done with the end of starting June 1st, I'll pull it up and say, hey, this is what it looks like.
That's one of those meerschaums with the briar screw or something, right?
Yeah, this has got the briar stummel to it.
Okay.
So it is not, I have a ton of briar pipe or Mersham pipes that have the weird kind of PVC plastic screw in.
Okay.
And you can see them over my shoulder right here. I have a whole shelf of Mersham pipes. Yeah, where it has that PVC Delrin kind of screw in. I thought it was
like a bone tenon or something like that, is it?
Yeah.
Well, this looks like it's a piece of, I don't know what it is. Is it nylon
Delrin.
or PVC? Or...
Yeah.
Delrin? Okay. And I don't know if you can see that, but this is threaded here, and then this winds onto it. So, for example, this one, Ishmael Telemi made this pipe. It's so cool. I haven't smoked it yet. It's brand new, and but this part here, I'm not real careful with things, and I know what I'm going to do is I'm going to break this.
Attaboy, Tim.
Yeah. And so that's my hesitation is I don't want to, I'm looking at this and the amount of detail and everything that he put into this, the claws and the little crosshatch pattern underneath, the scales on the bottom and all that. God, if I ruin this, I'm just going to have to buy another one. Yeah. But, I hate to, I don't know. I just don't want to ruin it. And so that's what I'm doing is like, okay, when's the time to smoke this? And
you haven't come across that time yet, Tim, basically.
Not yet. Well, like I've got Rich Epley's going to make me a rack that I can hang in the shop because my pipes are, I smoke them, but they're on my bench and they're underneath tools and sandpaper and you know what I mean? It's like I've clear out a path and it's like, oh, there's that pipe. Where'd that come from? Still got tobacco in it. I dig it out and then pack it and smoke it. And then if I've got sawdust on my hands, if I've got a rusticated pipe, it's all down in it and everything. I gotta like take a wire, or not a wire brush, but a bristle brush and brush out all the sawdust and gunk I get in them. I am a pig. What can I say? I'm a pig.
Viking pig boy.
Yeah.
Smoking pipes.
Right.
It's because I have, so you can see the rack over my shoulder, and that has 130 different blends. And you can't see the other rack, which has 70 in it. So I have like 210 blends. And just whatever I get up in the morning and think I'm going to smoke, then that's what I do. Like this morning I got up and I had a taste for Red Odessa from Cornell and Deal. It's a fantastic little blend. I really like it. Doesn't get a lot of love, but that's what I had this morning. And whatever. I don't. In answer to your question, Noah, it's just whatever I get up and feel like that day. And Tim and I are both on the same page. We both like stuff that's Latakia heavy. If it has Latakia and Perique, even better. That's what we smoke. That's what we like. And no, seasons really don't affect how we feel about things. So,
the other thing too is that I do it for my pleasure. And so if I pack a pipe and I smoke, start it up and I smoke it and it's not appealing to me today, I dump it out. Because it's a pinch of tobacco. In the grand scheme of things, it's nothing. It's cheap. And I'll put something else in there. It's more about, for me, it's, I'm willing to toss a little bit of it away and try something else, as opposed to just steel my jaw and just like plow into something that just doesn't taste good today.
Well, and that's, Tim, why we call you girly man. Whatever you pick, smoke that and be happy you smoked it. Just go on with your day. This is one I'm going to throw it out. No, Tim, that's not how we are. You're going to power through that bowl.
if you can't count on your buddies to give you shit, who can you count on?
That's right.
You got nothing. You got nothing in life. If you got nobody like flogging you, you got nothing going on.
I'm going to throw out a bowl. No, you're not. You fucking girly man. Yeah,
get back in there and smoke that. If you know it's good for you, just eat it. Yeah, just eat it.
Exactly. All right. Now, we've been on for about, 6.5 hours. Neither one of us are sober, Tim. We've got poor Austin just dragging along with us. It's been one of the best shows we've ever done, simply because of what we did for, service members. So, Tim, what's new in your collection this week?
You know what? I got 3 or 4 stumbles that I've got not roughed out, but close to done. And I got stems to make for them, and I got 3 or 4 commissions that people want, and I'm working on that. And there's nothing to show tonight. It's just it's pipe making. You just keep clicking away.
Yeah,
keep clicking away.
No,
yeah.
Tim, what you wanted to say was, Jim, I had a pumpkin spice latte beer, and I have nothing to show for it.
I'm trying to forget about that.
I bet you had a salad too.
Oh,
you know what?
Oh!
All right, I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that.
Oh, that
Aaron.
salad had pastrami on it. Don't worry about it, Austin. You're
I
fine.
was gonna. You're nothing but Aaron to me now.
Oh.
How could you? How could you?
Oh, man. The bus rolls gently over Tim.
No. Squish me. Yeah. Jeez. Nice one. Yeah. You know what? I tip my hat to you. But you know what? Yeah. Expect it. Will you at least expect it? Expect it.
I'll be Aaron for a little while. That's all right, Tim.
All right. It's going to get worse than that now. Oh, you've done it. You've done it now.
All right.
It's on like Donkey Kong.
So this week, in case nobody knows, I am currently unemployed and have not much to do. So the first thing I did this week was I made Tim a Cavendish blend And it's just get all the Cavendish tobaccos that I have thrown into a jar, and Tim is getting a full 8-ounce jar
Look
of
at
this.
that.
And yeah,
Oh,
and
Yummy.
Tim called up and said, "Oh, I really like Cavendish." Well, be careful what you wish for you will surely
Here
get
it comes.
Yeah,
Here it
yeah,
comes.
Yeah. So this will be heading out to Tim tomorrow, along with some other stuff. And it was kind of a wild week because, again, as gainfully unemployed as I am currently, I had a few minutes of time. And I thought, well, you know what? I'm going to work on some custom blends for me. So I came up with Caribbean Navy and Catalina Wind. And for those of you who don't know, Catalina Mountains are in Arizona. Specifically, they run along Tucson. When I lived in Tucson, our house backed up to Catalina State Park. And I just designed a blend that said, okay, what reminds me of Catalina State Park? I said, okay, well, I picked this, and I picked this, and I picked this. And I came up with those two blends. And, then as you go along during the week, it's like, hey, what else are you going to do this week, Jim? Okay, well, I came up with a blend called Southern Rails. And Southern Rails has in it some tobacco. So, when you're making tobacco blends, that's good. So you should come up with
Something with tobacco in it. Yeah. If you're blending tobacco, it's always good to have tobacco in it.
So what I put in it was some gym shoe inserts, I believe shredded tampon, something else, and I came up with Southern Rails. So
did you chop up some horse shit? Put some horse shit and sawdust in there?
Yeah, a road flare, some other stuff.
Something that reminds you of a hobo.
Yeah. Jim, what have you got that smells like homeless encampment in Denver? Well, I've got Southern Rails. So,
any of you boys Smithies? Like that. The real car scene in Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
Yeah, exactly.
Any of you boys Smithies? So seriously, what's in it?
So it's Latakia, Tennessee, Kentucky dark fired, and I've been working on casing blends. And for those of you that know me, I like tobacco for being tobacco. And a bunch of people have requested, I want this, I want this, I want this. And I was like, okay. I like the ability to make things for people that requested. So I took some Kentucky Burley and I made a molasses tequila casing on it, and I made this casing for it for Kentucky Burley, and I put it in this blend. And then it's got some long cut Virginia and some Cavendish and some Barrique, and it's called Southern Rails. And it is, if you like a deep flavor tobacco, this is definitely for you. By the way, when I talk about Caribbean Navy, I took some spiced rum and pineapple gum mixture, and that was put on one of the Virginias as a casing. So it is a spiced rum pineapple flavor to it. And Catalina Winds has an apple cider vinegar casing to it. That kind of makes it just different, not stuff that I traditionally make.
I'm gonna get you to make a blend that's called Youngstown Breakfast. It's gonna be escudo with scrambled egg and coffee topping. Something to really start the day off.
Okay, so basically what I heard was, Jim, make me a road flare. Something that when I light it, my pipe is going to burst into flames. I'm going to be uncomfortable all day. I'm going to spend some time in the bathroom that I hadn't planned on.
You want to have something that you can load into your pipe, take 2 or 3 puffs, and your bowels move.
Yeah. You're going to have to find a handicapped bathroom stall because you're going to hold onto the rails and pray for death. Yeah.
Explosive diarrhea.
Yeah. Those are different kind of prayers. For those of you that are Catholic, you're not going to find them in any of the prayer books. It's okay. That's fine.
Well, once you're holding onto the rail and you got your feet on the door and you're just hoping to die.
Exactly. Oh, it's called calfing, kids. It's what whales do at sea. But no. Oh, that should not come out of me. Please, Lord, help me.
Okay, well, you're just trying to decide what you should flush and what you should tuck back in.
Yeah, exactly. Tim, were you yawning? No, that was a fart. Completely different.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So here we are in hour 6 of the podcast. And
Right.
Tim's been drinking all night long. He's having a pumpkin spice latte. Oh, Austin's just along for the ride. No telling what's going to happen.
He's just witnessing it. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to have a witness.
Documenting it all. It's all written down.
Yep,
here.
right.
Yeah, I'm never doing a show with these guys again.
Oh, God. Yeah, right.
So
I don't know them.
Yeah, no, I was never on their show. No. So Thursday night, at Noah's house, who's been a longtime contributor to the show, he asks us questions almost every week. Called me up and said, we were texting back and forth and said, hey, would you make a blend? And here's what I want in it. I want Latakia, Perique, and Black Cavendish. And I want it called the Basic. So I made it. Sent it off to him. He should have it Monday or Tuesday. And that was really cool. So while I was talking to Noah, Riley Holmes, who's got a couple of pipes from Tim and has got a couple of pipes from me, said, hey, Jim, I want you to make me a blend called Smoke Squirrel. God damn it. Smoke Swirl. Nobody wants a blend called Smoke Squirrel. Nobody wants anything that tastes like flaming squirrel.
I was thinking, no, Riley, smoked squirrel.
Yeah, no. Nobody wants Smoke Squirrel. You want Smoke Swirl.
It only took you 3 tries and a take God's name in vain to get that out.
Yeah. So I made Smoke Squirrel, because who doesn't like Smoke Squirrel? So he wanted his blend. He wanted it with chocolate and vanilla flavoring on it, and I put it together, and it was all. And while I was talking to Riley, Jacob, who had got a couple of blends for me, says, I really want you to make me this. Here's the math. Here are the blenders. Here's what I want on it. And it's called County Line. And I posted it, and I called it Dark Fired Navy. But what it is, it's Dark Fired Kentucky, a Red Virginia, and Cavendish topped with Navy. And it's not called County Line. Because after I did the post, he says, well, I really want to call it County Line. Okay, fair enough. So I made it, and County Line is...
That sounds good, though. That sounds really good.
Yeah, it is really. So Jacob, well done. Well done. That was excellent. And all 3 of those blends are absolutely fantastic. But we'll find out from the designers of these blends what they think. So when Riley gets his, Noah gets his, and Jacob gets his, we'll see what they think.
And you get like a little squirrel's tail hat that goes with your
and
your tobacco.
And I will get a copy of Smoke Squirrel, which is not a blend that I've made. But
if you make that Smoke Squirrel, I'll take a batch of that.
What does it taste like? burning hair, some other stuff I found. Just
Right. You take a hopper and all the tobacco goes in, and then the last thing you drop in is a squirrel. It's like the Bassomatic. Grinds it up.
Yeah. And then Greg, Egg Roll Piper, called me up Saturday night. We had about an hour-long conversation. He goes, "Well, I'm ready for you to make me a blend, and I want it to be Virginias and Orientals." I said, "Okay, well, I can do that." And Jared from the Pipes, Pours, and Pals Football League came up with a logo for it, and it's Egg Roll Piper's Finest, and it's a little bit of Virginia, a little bit of Orientals, and it has just a fantastic din note. I sent it off to him. We'll find out what he thinks of it. Off we go.
Yeah.
And then Tom and Nathan from Pipes, Tobacco, and Whiskey, the podcast. Tom, I'm working on a blend for Tom, and he wants it to be a sweet Virginia with a little bit of Perique. And he says, "Well, let's put a little burley in it. Let's do some stuff." And I made a blend, and I smoked, and it's like, this is not exactly what you want, but it is pretty damn good. So it's called Rutherford County. It's a vapor blend. It is not for Tom because it is not a sweet Virginia blend, but it is really, really good. And then last, I came up with Calhoun County, and I've been working on casings and blends, which I talked about a little bit ago. And I cased a Virginia in apple cider vinegar, and then I cased a Kentucky Burley in molasses and tequila, and I combined those things and put it together, and
Really?
Yeah. So
Huh.
I've got
What
tennis-
does the apple cider vinegar do
It gives it
flavor wise?
It gives it like a sweet, tangy taste to it.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. And when you, so the difference between casing and topping, for those of you that are still with us here in hour 26 of the podcast,
This is the podcast Pipe and Talk Vigil.
yeah,
Pipe and Tobacco Talk Vigil. Anyway.
yeah. So
Sorry.
casing is something that you put on just a particular blender. So you take a Virginia, you put a casing on it, and then you mix it with something else.
Okay.
A topping is something that you put on the entire blend, and
All
that's
right.
the difference between the two. So I took a Kentucky Burley and I put the tequila molasses blender on it. The blend that I made for it, and then I took a Virginia that I put the apple cider vinegar on, combined them between the two, and came up with Calhoun County. And boy, is it something
Good,
special.
huh?
Yeah,
No kidding. Huh.
yeah. And I have
That sounds
Tennessee,
interesting.
Kentucky dark fired, and I have some Tennessee, Kentucky light fire cured, which really have a strong barbecue kind of note to it, that smoky barbecue type of flavor.
Yeah.
And when you combine it with the apple cider vinegar Virginia and another Virginia, it really came out of something special. So,
Gives you a little bit of a sweet lift to it.
yep, exactly.
No kidding. Huh.
Yeah.
And what's that one called?
That one is called Calhoun County.
Would I be able to try some of that?
No, not at all.
I would
Tim.
like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So Jim, so somebody like me, how do we, like, do you have a blend list? Do you have a website that we can like look at all this stuff and order this stuff from you?
Okay, so that you know, being a tobacconist and a small independent tobacconist, there is no website that I can use. So Tim and I have been working on his website, and one of the first rules of Wix is you can't sell tobacco. If you go to Gator.com, if you go to any of them, no tobacco. Period. So if you want to buy tobacco from me, direct message me, Instagram, Facebook. I'm at Emerson Southern Forged. I'll happily help you out. But because tobacco is so verboten in so many places, it's best to direct message me. So there you go.
Well, I'll be in touch with you because a lot of these blends, they're calling for me.
Yeah, and my wife comes in and says, "Oh, what did you make today?" I made this and this. Oh, do you like it? Well, I like all tobacco, so yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I think like some of the tinned stuff that you get with the toppings and aromatics, all that sort of stuff. They're trying to make tobacco not taste like tobacco, taste like something other than tobacco, and that's just my impression. And not on all, but seems like there's an element out there of what's available. It's like, here, try this. So like, for example, I got one that was like, I don't know, it was something sort of, like maple pancakes or something, and this is early on when I was, trying out aromatics and stuff.
Autumn evening.
And it just like, no, well, there were some similarities there, but that was the name of it, was, like some sort of maple syrup pancakes or something like that. And it just didn't. When you first start it, a bowl of it, the first couple bits of it, maybe down 10% of the tobacco chamber, you get what the thing's supposed to be delivering. But once you get it hot and it starts, you start collecting what's coming off the tobacco as you smoke it and getting drawn, it's drawing and collecting on the tobacco leaf in the bottom part of the bowl. You're picking up all that too, and then it turns from, maple walnut pancakes to skunk ass.
Flaming
You know what I mean?
tennis shoe. Yeah, exactly.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I fell in love with tobacco for being tobacco. I don't really like to add stuff to it because, when I started this journey back in 2021, I took all these tobaccos and smoked it. And as I progressed through it, it's like, okay, well, that's not what that's supposed to taste like. And a lot of the bigger houses put stuff on it to improve mouthfeel, or they want to change the flavor, or, there's just a lot of stuff that they do to it that's not really... It takes away from what tobacco actually is. And
it's not lifting it, it's taken away from it.
Yeah, and when people talk about, you and I had a conversation earlier this week, Tim, people want, there's a difference between sweet and sour. And when people talk about sweet tobacco, people say, well, Virginia is high in sugar content, it should be sweet. Well, that's kind of relative. It's not, when you smoke a Virginia by itself, it is not one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, this tastes like a Jolly Rancher, or, this tastes like a Skittle. That's not the sweet that you're going to get from Virginia. It's a very muted sweet. And so when you see them, when the bigger blending houses, they're adding, a brown sugar content to it, or some type of sugar content to it, where it improves the sweetness or it improves the mouthfeel. And that's not really what I'm after, per se. I want tobacco to be tobacco.
Yeah, you want the tobacco to come through.
Yeah.
So, Jim, I'll say that that blend that Tim sent me, my initial the scent of it when I first took a whiff of it, I thought I'd be laying tits up like out in the backyard after smoking it because it smelled really strong. But then it was really the whatever you did for the blending of it, it was a very balanced, very good smoke. And the flavors really were pronounced. And I guess I don't know what it was that you sent me, Tim, but it was really good. And there was no toppings that I could sense.
Probably sent you some of the Balkan that Jim made for me. Was that? I'm trying to remember what it would have been, and it's not coming to mind. But
It was a pressed something.
was it? Okay, it was probably the Balkan. It was Latakia forward
Yeah, yeah.
flavor. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
really strong. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
That's a favorite of mine. That Balkan. It has all the flavors in it that I like, and so the nice thing about it is when I pack a pipe, I know what I'm going to get,
Yeah. No, it's
and
it's really good. I'm trying to use it sparingly. I'll rip off a little chunk of it and pack a pipe and uh
right,
no, it's a really good blend. It kind of surprises you because you're like, whoa, this is gonna be something else.
yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of
it's going to kick my
unexpected.
ass, yeah,
Yeah. But then it's a really a very balanced smoke. It's really good.
yeah,
one of the things, and I've talked about this ad nauseum, I like nuanced blends. When you pack a bowl of something from ESF, I want it to
talk amongst yourselves.
yeah, I want it to. And Tim's going to the bathroom for the 18th time during the episode. That's fine. His bladder's about the size of a walnut. Here I am sitting here hammered out of my mind. I've cried during the episode. Big deal. I like nuanced blends. I like when you pack a bowl, as you go through, from top to bottom of the bowl, the flavors unravel. You kind of, it's a journey rather than, oh yeah, when I started this bowl, it tastes like maple syrup pancakes, and when I got to the bottom bowl, it smelled like maple syrup pancakes. What I want to do when I design blends is to have it unravel for you. Where it's a nuance to it. Where, okay, well, I'm 4 puffs in, I'm 6 puffs in, and I'm tasting this and this, and I am opposed to casing. I'm opposed to flavorings, just because I don't want to take away from the tobacco. Because when I've got 78 blenders here off to my right, and I don't really want to alter them. I like the way that they are, but when I'm trying to appease someone that wants something, okay, well, I can put this on it, I can put this on it, and it'll make it different. When you talk about something like Tennessee Kentucky Dark Fired, it has a natural barbecue smoky flavor to it. When you talk about Latakia, it has a natural incense smoky flavor to it. And I don't want to do anything that takes away from what the tobacco was intended to give you. And, people talk about, well, I really like sweet Virginias. Well, sweet is a relative term. I've got 16 different Virginias that I use, and none of them what I would call like Skittle sweet. Are they sweeter than
right.
Burley's? Yeah, they are. But they're not,
Yeah.
that it's not that sugary sweet flavor that some people are looking for. So,
Yeah, yeah. It's just there's a it's more sweet than it's not. It's
yeah.
there's a hint of it. It goes in that direction, I guess, is more the way that I would describe it. And it's sort of like, for me, you've got the first, I don't know, 5% of the bowl that you smoke, and it's got, you get it lit, and you start smoking it down, and you get a lot of the burn off on the top of it, and then you get a little tamp down on it, and then that middle third, let's say, or middle 40% of the bowl, that's the part of the smoking experience that I like the best, because you're getting a lot of the truer flavor of the tobacco. When you get down into the, like the last 40% or 30% of the bowl, down on the bottom, that starts to, a lot of the stuff that came off of the top part of the bowl is collecting on all that tobacco down there, and you're getting all that. And that, and the flavors change when you get down to the bottom of that. And so, I always like, it seems the like sort of the middle 30 or 40% of the bowl, and then the bottom part, the last 30%, is the part that, for me anyway, I gotta keep relighting it, and keep it, figure out where I gotta put the flame to get the rest of the tobacco burned up so that I can have that. And that's where, like what you were talking about, the Balkan blend, that's the one that seems to me to give me the best sort of steady flavor profile all the way down to the bottom.
Mm.
Where, when I'm smoking just like a straight Virginia, or I don't know, like even a Burley or something like that, where it changes. It changes a lot down at that bottom 30%. And so, but that's just my palate,
Oh, and this is what I love about pipe tobacco. And everybody's palate is different. Nobody's going to taste the same thing the same way. The thrill for me is to create somebody. Somebody calls me up and says, "I want this." Okay, I can work on that. But nobody tastes things the same way. And as you work through a bowl, as you work through a jar of tobacco, you're going to find those subtle variances in what you taste and what the flavors are. And again, my goal is to make sure that when you have a bowl of ESF, that it unravels as you work through the bowl, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Well, guys, you know what? We've been on here for like 3 hours. Is that possible? I'm looking at this. My thing says 12:44 Eastern.
Well, I just want you to know that I have gone through damn near a bottle of Irish Redbreast.
Guess who's sleeping in tomorrow?
Yeah. Guess who's not going to work tomorrow? That would be this guy right here.
Right. Yeah, right there.
Well, Austin, we want to say thank you so much. What a wonderful gesture you made. What a wonderful contest. Thank you so much for being on with us. Thank you so much for spawning this idea. Thank you so much for honoring those that have served our country. Congratulations to BGX Woodworks and the other winner.
What was it? Tad.
Ted. Yep.
Yep.
So we will, Tim and I will be reaching out to you this week to get all that sent out to you guys. Congratulations, Bradley and Tad. Well done. And again, what a wonderful gesture on your part, Austin. We really appreciate all that you did to put this together, and thank you so much. And again, we appreciate your service to, as cliched as it sounds, thank you for all that you sacrificed for our country.
No, I appreciate you guys. I mean, thank you guys for kind of facilitating all this and just doing it. I mean, I think without you guys, this wouldn't have happened. So, I mean, I'm hoping that, in the future we can continue to do stuff like this, and
Oh yeah. Well, as long as we're on here, we will do
yeah,
more of this. Yeah.
yeah. No, thank you guys for kind of putting this on and having the platform to even make this possible,
Yeah, sure. Our pleasure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
It was, again, you made me cry during an episode, Austin. So congratulations. First time
Yeah.
ever.
Good job. Good job, Austin.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize, because it was what a worthy cause, and thank you so much. And for the 11 that
Yeah.
just
That
how
was
wonderful
great.
it was.
Those
Yeah.
submissions, wonderful to read
Yeah.
all those.
So
They're
we're
all-
going to do another one on Veterans Day, and we'll go from there. So
Yeah.
I'll make something special for that episode.
Perfect.
all right.
Perfect. Yeah. All right. Well, good. Well, look, it's been great. I've enjoyed great, widely ranging conversation here tonight, and it's been great. And Austin, good to see you. And you're gonna go to Ohio? You gonna go to the Ohio show?
Yeah, I'm planning on it. Yeah,
Okay. Well, I'll see you there.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us for episode 37. Austin, thank you so much again. Pathfinder Pipes, if somebody wants to get a pipe from you, they can find you at...
Well, it'd be Pathfinder _pipes at Instagram. Otherwise, my email would be pathfinderpipes.us@gmail.com.
All right.
All right.
We'll get Ben will put that in the bottom of the in the show notes on YouTube, and anybody that looks at it and opens that up will be able to find it.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys
All right,
for
good
having
deal.
me on. It was a
All right.
pleasure.
All right, man.
All right.
Good seeing you. Thank you.
Excellent.
All right. Well, good night, everybody.
Good night.